Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cigar City Sports Podcast. Oh my goodness. What a week for sports. What a week for football. What a week for just everything in general. Baseball, got a new CBA. We're going to be talking about that. And we got Ryan with us. No?
Nope, not yet.
No, Ryan? Do we got Clay?
I don't see him.
No Clay? But you know who we do got?
A boy went back to Napoli.
You know who we do got?
What's up, everybody? How you doing? I'm
Back in the
back.
house. Mr. Nello.
Jack, it's so
He
good
survived.
to see you. I survived.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. I got a lot to say.
He does. Not that it's going to be all relevant.
Wow.
Let's go.
Mambo Italiano, hey mambo.
Let's get it, bro.
Let's go.
All right, so before Dean Martin's estate gets us shut off,
Shit, right? We don't want to pay him.
the great Dean Martin, little Mambo Italiano. Welcome back, Nello.
Thanks, man. It's been a long road back, but you know what? I'm just happy to be here.
We are just happy that you are here. But yeah, Ryan's on the way. He'll be joining us at some point.
I can't wait for his ass.
But you're not the only great return that happened this week.
What other return happened this week that I don't know about?
I do believe the greatest quarterback of all time decided to step out of the shadows and back onto the sidelines.
I know, right after this
for
soap
the
opera.
Champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers, baby.
Wait, champion? I'm sorry. Didn't the Rams win?
Hey,
Rams won the Super Bowl?
When's the last Eagles Super Bowl?
What is
that's right. Shut up.
4 years ago?
4 years ago?
Well, yeah. We beat
For you guys?
We beat the GOAT,
Yeah.
right?
Who won most recently, though?
Right. Well, the Rams won
Hey,
this year.
how'd the
You
Eagles
can't say
do,
champions.
How'd the Eagles do this year?
Right. We understand.
I can't say champion because they're
No.
NFC South champions.
No, but that doesn't matter.
Oh, it does matter.
no,
though.
it doesn't.
It does.
No, it really doesn't, though.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, it doesn't.
So TB12 is back. He decided out of nowhere to say, you know what? Screw it. I'm coming back. I'm playing some football for these Buccaneers.
Right. And, like, shouldn't you guys be pissed off?
Why?
I don't know if I'm retired. I'm retired. I want to go play for another team. Trade
So, okay,
me.
I want you to cite me the exact news article or actual reputable source where Brady said he was going to another team.
What's
or
reputable anymore?
Or is it all conjecture and you're just wanting to play out of the media?
What's reputable anymore? Even Schefter got it wrong today,
exactly.
man.
Schefter gets it wrong all the time now.
That's also true.
Schefter gets it wrong about everything. He just says things just so he can get on ESPN.
He just likes to read his own articles.
It's just not true.
Well, I don't know about not true. I mean, he's pretty good consistency, but he messed up a few times, I guess.
A few times.
But if I'm a Buccaneers fan, I'd be pissed off.
Why?
Because I'm retiring, I'm not retiring. Hey, trade me. Then the Bucs come out and say, "Oh, trading Brady's a." If Brady didn't want to go to another team, why would the Bucs say trading Brady is bad for business?
So hold on.
No, but they did say that.
Hold on. Let's go back to this and let's remember that sports media is involved in spreading the narrative of this story.
Bruce
Just listen to me. So is Brady going to him and saying, "Will you trade me?" You don't have any evidence of that whatsoever. But you do have the media who runs wild and says, "Oh no, Brady wants to trade. His sister's uncle's dog walker was telling me that Brady says he wants me in California." So then you run with it. And then you have somebody come to the team and go, "Well, what about these rumors of trading Brady?" And so do the Bucs go, "No, it's not true. It's 100% not true. It's a lie." Or do they say, "Okay, sure. You want Brady? Give us 5 first-round picks."
But they didn't even say that. They just said it's bad for business.
It is bad for business. Why would you trade the greatest quarterback of all time?
I agree. I'm not saying they should have. But what I'm saying is, if he wanted to play, why the fuck pretend you retire?
Why did he have to pretend? The
He
man
did
made a
pretend. He
decision
came back 40 days later.
And it's before the new
I'd
season.
be pissed. If I'm a Bucs fan,
you're
I'd be pissed off.
because you know the gate to the NFC is slammed in your Eagle face.
First of all, the gate to the NFC East is not slammed in my face. Number 2, we're not going to win a Super Bowl anytime soon. Number 3, what are you guys going to win if Deshaun Watson comes to the NFC South?
The NFC South.
You're out of your mind, bro.
Was he
You're
winning
out of
the
your mind.
AFC South?
Your
before
defense
that?
is not there anymore, bro. You guys got to rebuild the whole D line.
Not there anymore.
No, you got You
So
bring back Carlton Davis, okay, good job, but you still got your safety decided he'd rather play in New York
Whitehead
for the Jets, which is the biggest loss out of the two, if you ask me.
I'm going to disagree with you because I think corner is one of the most highly touted positions in all of football, and I think anybody who knows football will tell you the same thing.
But you could have got a
Safeties for
reputable
sure.
corner at that draft in the draft right now in the first round.
We still can.
Well,
We still can. We
You're
can
gonna
get
get a safety.
We can get a top tier safety too, because DB is our biggest need. Period. And I mean, I guess we're just going straight into it. The Buccaneers have made a lot of moves recently. The most important one of this offseason that I've been saying every single episode apparently already had the contract signed, just waiting for free agency, and Ryan Jensen. He came back, and then Brady said he was coming back, and he goes, oh, shit, I guess I need to get some baby powder.
I mean, they did make some good moves. Brady coming back, Goodwin, Jensen, and Carlton Davis.
Godwin.
Plus a bunch of other, Godwin, I'm sorry. Goodwin, he got his franchise tag.
For the second year in a row. Very expensive boy.
I mean, 19 mil? Because he demands that top. I still think Ryan Jensen is the best one out of all of them because
100%
there were some other minor moves, but you know.
No, minor moves. There was Shaq Mason from the Patriots traded to us today for a 5th-round pick. That is going to set up for Ali Marpet. He's going to sit there on the left-hand side. Experienced guard. He just got a $50 million extension a couple years ago. The Bucs just have to pay the last 2 years of that, and we only had to trade a 5th-rounder, which means we still have 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 6th, and 2 7ths.
But who's going to take over for Kappa?
You know, that's what I'm saying. We already re-signed Stinney, who was on the team. And actually, if you recall, during the Super Bowl run, Kappa was injured and Stinney was our Super Bowl placement. So that guy he's in with the group. I don't know if he's going to be a one-for-one replacement. Kappa's a great player. But we've also got Robert Hainsey at center who was there, and he also played guard in the Senior Bowl. So that guy could also step in and try to have a big year.
There's also a lot of depth in guard and centers and O-line. This draft's pretty good for both lines. Trench-wise, amazing.
Yeah, so that's why, I mean, our draft needs change minimally, but with all the moves that have been made, defensive back is still the way to go. But let's talk about movement in the NFL.
It's so hard to keep.
The first one you mentioned, well, also the other thing, did we get a chance to talk about it last week with Rodgers?
No, I don't know. I wasn't here.
Yeah,
I did listen.
I mean, Rodgers, 4 years, $50 million a year.
Screw this. Let's jump into this. Aaron Rodgers is not worth $50 million. You need to win the big game. You can't lose to the 49ers at home in a blizzard with the best receiver in the country.
So true. First of all, there's not a single team not a player in this league, in my opinion, as a GM, that's worth $50 million a year, unless you have prime Brady when he's winning at the click he's winning right now, which doesn't happen.
But even prime Brady wasn't stupid enough to ask for $50 million and tie up the team in cap hell. Like, what are they going to do the next 2 or 3 years? $50 million to one player basically removes 2 top-tier players off your team. Like Zadarius Smith.
Two?
At least
it almost
2.
cripples the whole damn team, if you ask me.
Zadarius Smith is gone. They had to release him. They signed those other 2 linebackers.
Preston Smith is a huge pickup for them.
And they picked him up for nothing in the garbage bin last year.
And they need Jair Alexander to come back, too.
But, like, who's going to play receiver? Devante says...
we're getting into that when we go through the NFC North.
All right. Crybaby. Tom Brady and Rodgers. The soap opera is over, everybody. Now we can go back to our regular scheduled program of actually paying attention to the NFL.
We'll talk about this a little bit later, but I think the Brady move helps us out so much because now you have a very clear direction of where your team is going and what your draft needs to look like. And your boys that were on the fence about coming back, talk about Ndamukong Suh, JPP, let's take playoff Lenny. Those guys, they're
Lenny's rumored to be getting signed by the Eagles. So be careful.
Dog. Hey, that's a good pickup. That's a good pickup for you guys. But don't tell me these guys aren't going to ring chase.
But why wouldn't? But JPP and Ndamukong Suh are old.
Yeah,
you got a draft coming up. You got some young players coming out. I don't think. Maybe JPP, but I would rather take Ndamukong Suh and get a new end in the draft. If you ask me,
I mean, we have Joe Tryon from last year,
and you got that kid out of Washington last year.
Beast. Good player.
Let's talk about some college football.
Yeah, let's talk
NFL.
about college football. First of all, wait. College basketball. Somebody posted this about Mike Davis. Is that the head basketball coach for the Gators?
No, that's the LSU.
No.
Right.
That's not true. The guy from the Gators, Mike Davis, he just jumped ship.
Right. He just left
Right. So now he went to Georgia.
Which is
First of all, let me
graveyard in basketball.
I don't
right now.
understand. I mean, first of all, I understand that the Gators faithful were applauding this move. They were very happy that this guy was gone. But for me, if you're a head coach and you're at Florida, like that's a reputable team. That's a good team. Why would you leave Florida to go to Georgia?
Florida hasn't been reputable in basketball since Billy Donovan left.
Just saying.
I'm just saying.
It's
I mean,
still
this guy is great. Don't get me wrong, but compared to football, I mean, Florida basketball had that little bit with that Joakim Noah and Jay Will and stuff. They had those great years with Billy Donovan, but like after Billy Donovan, they've been pretty much irrelevant.
I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm an authority on basketball and by any means, but I just heard that, and I heard that the Gator faithful were really happy about it. So I don't know. But you wanted to talk about the CBA as well. So we'll talk about college football. We'll talk about
baseball.
some CBA.
Yeah, we could talk about the owners being greedy. That's fine.
So I know nothing about baseball. I enjoyed playing it as a child, as a youth. And every once in a while, I'll want to go drink some beers at the Rays game, but I am not invested in baseball. So what was greedy about the owners?
Well, I mean, they basically wanted to pay less money. They wanted to get rid of minor league teams, and this CBA really doesn't cover minor league players at all. Like their pay scale is just atrocious. And like if you're gonna develop these players, and I don't want to say keep them hostage under these contracts, but that's basically what it is. The main sticking points were they didn't want to pay. They didn't want to raise arbitration salaries. They didn't want to have like a bunch of minor league teams, and they didn't want to pay the minor league players any money. And they got away with it.
Any money?
They got away with it. They still got away with it. I'll show you the pay scale later. It's crazy.
What do you mean they don't want to pay them?
I'll show you right now. I'll pull it up.
So they're less incentivized to be.
Yeah, under the CBA, minor league baseball is not covered. The only thing owners need to do is provide them with housing. So they could put just 4 people in a room with 4 with beds.
Wait, just housing, no food?
Just housing. That's all.
No pay?
Look, a rookie baseball player makes $400 a week. In 23 weeks, he makes $9,200. High A and low A, $500 a week. Double A, $600. Triple A, $700.
Now Triple A is right under
Major League Baseball.
Wow.
But these are players that haven't been called up.
Well, hold on. That just says minimum pay. So you're not going out of pocket for this dude.
Who's really getting all this money? Maybe with a one good stud baseball player, they could get real jobs and make more money than that.
They probably will.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't dedicate yourself to playing baseball and getting better at your craft if you're only making $600-700 a week. And if you have a family, that's impossible.
Well, I mean, everybody makes decisions in their lives, man. Nobody's forcing them to do that.
I'm just saying. And there's a bunch of other stupid rules like bigger bases and pitch clock that I'm against.
Bigger bases?
Yeah, bro. They're increasing the size of the bases from 15 inches to 18 inches to avoid injury. Everybody gets a trophy in the baseball this year.
Wait a minute. To avoid injury?
Yes, well, because you're sliding in and
you still have to slide if the motherfucker's 18 inches.
But it's 3 inches bigger.
That's not going to save anybody.
Hey, look, I didn't make the rules.
It looks like it's just directly meant to get to higher scoring. Because it makes it easier.
And next in 2023, they're going to install a pitch clock. No, is it this year? No, 2023 pitch clock. 14 seconds when there's nobody on base. 19 when there's somebody on base. As if those 5 seconds matter. I don't know. Next time, what's next? Batter's box. This is the batter's box is going to be bigger. Are they going to throw softballs?
Next time, the pitcher has to say 3 nice things about the batter before throwing him a ball.
The only thing I love is the fact that the shift is gone. They have to keep 2 infielders on each side of second base, and that'll happen next year. And I'm just excited because the shift was really ruining baseball.
So that means they can no longer put the second baseman on the third base side and force you to hit oppo.
Yeah, and they can't put like 4 outfielders in the outfield. They have to keep 3. You have to keep 2 people on either side of second base.
So I think
that's a great rule. That's the only rule I'm really for.
Any of those guys that just can't hit oppo, they were just getting eaten up with the shift.
And basically.
Huh. Interesting. So, yeah, good for baseball. It's back. All the teams are reporting now. Catchers and pitchers are there. They're doing spring training in full swing. Now, are they delaying the season and still having a full-length season, or are they just eating up some of the preseason?
So it's a full season. It starts April 7th. It's a 162-game season. They're extending the season by 3 days to get the three series in
that they
lost, and that one series in, and then they're doing a bunch of games that are double innings, 9 innings. 9-inning games, doubleheaders. No seven inning doubleheaders, no extra man on base. They're going back to straight baseball this year.
Oh, good.
Because nobody liked the ghost runner on second and during extra innings.
It sounds like softball to me.
Well, you know what? I agree 100%. The playoffs were extended. They went from 10 to 12.
More baseball.
So there's 2 more teams, so that the top 2 teams in each side get a bye, and then the best 2
a bye for the whole series?
No, just for the first round.
Oh, because that's what I mean, for an entire series of games.
Yes, and then like the third and the number 1 wild card spot host all 3 games in the best of 3 series in the wild card series.
Nice. Well, that's.
But I just want to say one more thing on the minimum salaries. So it says here the players who are not on a 40-man roster have no major league service times are not covered by the CBA. So if they don't make a major league roster, this CBA doesn't cover them. They are excluded from federal minimum wage laws. They are not paid for spring training or extra hours they put in.
Wow.
The only thing MLB must do, is provide them with housing. Minor leaguers are getting screwed. Screwed, man.
Nello's notes here say minor leaguers getting fucked in all caps in this deal.
Well, I wanted to be politically correct. I don't want to offend anybody.
When has that ever happened? When have you ever tried to be politically correct?
I'm a new man. I am a new man. I am a new man.
I'll buy that for $1. Okay, so let's get into college football, shall we?
Let's do it.
I want to talk about your boy.
Arch?
Yeah.
Let's talk about Arch.
What's his dad? His dad is not Eli or Peyton. It's
the other one that didn't play football.
No, what's his name? Cooper. Yeah, Cooper. He's my favorite.
How did the one that didn't play football
He did play football. He did play.
Okay, let me just rephrase. Professionally, he wasn't good enough to play.
Oh, that's not true. He got injured.
Okay. Oh, my God.
He had severe injury. That's why he couldn't play.
So he wasn't good enough to play upscale pro ball, and he has the best quarterback prospect coming out.
And you were talking about an algorithm that they came up with to see where he's going to go.
They did.
Right? And there was narrowed down to 2 teams. One of them surprised the hell out of me. The other one was Alabama at number 2. But
it's actually Texas and Georgia.
No, it's not, according to the article that you sent me. It says that Alabama is the clear number 2, with Texas being number 1.
He's going to Texas and Georgia this month.
Yeah, you can have visits wherever you want. That means nothing.
Poor Ole Miss was trying to put all their eggs in one basket. Lane's trying so hard.
Lane is done with the recruiting game. He's kind of made that obvious. He's already said that, I'm no longer going. He's like, get ready for week recruitment classes. He goes, get ready for that, because that's going to be the norm, because he's going to play this transfer portal big time.
Oh, the free agency?
Yeah, free agency for semi-pro football.
Insane.
But I would be really genuinely shocked to see Arch go to Texas.
Especially with you and the kid from Ohio State transferring there this year, right?
The only reason. Did he go to Texas?
Yeah, he transferred from Ohio State to Texas.
Only reason I see him going to Texas is if them Texans down there are paying him a monster NIL deal.
You don't think the boosters at Georgia or Bama will pay him a monster NIL?
Not as big as Texas.
Really?
I think Texas football. I mean, think about it, man. Texas is always trying to play. There's the old University of Texas network on college football.
Longhorn Network.
Longhorn Network.
Right.
Dude, those guys will pump all the money they need to. Arch won't even need to play it down in the pros. Well, if he got Texas a national title, he would be the most revered man in Texas since Jerry Jones.
Sarkisian would be like the governor of Texas.
He really would be. They'd give him a key to the city.
Shit.
But
I don't see that happening, by the way. I don't care if Arch goes to Texas. I don't see that happening.
I don't want to see that happen. I want to see him compete.
I think he goes to Georgia because Georgia's going to need a quarterback next year. Bennett's going to go to the pros.
So
in 2023, he gets in.
So is Bryce Young. So why wouldn't – because not to mention, you're also looking at his uncles, Peyton and Eli. They may not make that decision for him in any way.
But why
I'm fully aware of
Why
that.
wouldn't he want to make his own legacy? I wouldn't want to go to Ole Miss and follow Eli.
Exactly.
And I wouldn't want to
And
go to Tennessee and follow Peyton. That's not my dad.
So
He's my uncle. Why
neither one of them are on the radar, so you're safe there. We're still talking about Georgia, Alabama, and Texas.
Why wouldn't I want to go play for the best defensive-minded team in the country?
Exactly. Alabama's the best.
No.
Wait a minute.
Have you seen what happened?
Are you talking about 1 year?
1 year? Okay.
What happened the year before that? No,
That's fine.
No. What happened the year before that?
Yep.
Do they call Saban the Great because he's only won one time?
No, he's won multiple times. Cheated a couple too, but you never know.
This fucking guy. He's like, I'm a new man. Horse shit.
I'd rather go to Georgia.
Wearing new socks.
I'd rather go to Georgia.
Honestly, I think the recruiting is still better at Alabama. Georgia is, I can't knock them. They're knocking at the door. This year, fantastic. We were talking about before you press record.
Agreed.
This draft this year, a lot of Georgia boys.
A lot of Georgia boys on defense.
And they look great.
And offense,
But
actually.
what I'm saying is look at the rest of the situation, and you would be just typical Nello to deny this, but Alabama has kind of been wide receiver you the last few years.
I guess you guys have had a lot of talent at wide receiver. Sure.
Who's your first overall pick / Heisman winner?
Devante Smith. I get it.
And he went to Alabama. We're also talking John Mechie, Jamison Williams, Julio Jones,
but those two
Jerry
guys are
Jeudy,
injured.
Amari Cooper. We're talking about Calvin Ridley.
I mean, I don't even want to talk about Calvin
we're
Ridley.
looking at all those names. That is wide receiver you. You name me another team, and the only one that you might get that's close is LSU.
Penn State's pretty good with wide receivers too.
Chris Godwin. Who else?
Allen Robinson.
Okay, that's two.
Shit.
That's what I thought.
No, there's more.
Justin Jefferson, OBJ, Jarvis Landry, Jamar Chase. There's four right there off the bat.
But an SEC team. Okay, fine.
Those are all successful
yes,
pro
those are
wide
all
receivers.
successful pro wide receivers. You're absolutely correct.
And Godwin's a beast. He's up there with the best of them.
But there are more in Penn State. They're not coming to mind. I didn't write it down.
That's why.
But let me ask you
they're
a
not
question.
coming to mind because they're not prevalent starters in the pros.
Starters in the pros. I understand. Only the Bama boys are. By the way, I guess Julio Jones. I guess Julio Jones was a top receiver. Devante Smith, we still haven't seen. Calvin Ridley, without Julio, really, what did he show you?
What did he show?
What did he show us?
He could get 1,000
He had
yards?
mental problems, and then he gambled, and he got suspended for a year.
You're not wrong.
What else? Who else? The other guys?
He
Who
was
are the other guys
productive.
again?
He was productive on the field.
Who are the other guys again? You mentioned we talked.
Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
Right. So
Okay. Amari Cooper.
no good in the Raiders. Got traded. Then he called. Then he called Dak the Black Kirk
No
Cousins,
good.
which was amazing.
No
which
good
was
on the
amazing. Which was the greatest
Right.
comment ever when you called Dak the Black Kirk Cousins. Because
So-
that's awesome. Because that's exactly what he is.
I like how you're negating
Overrated.
all the quarterbacks
and then he got traded.
Yeah.
He got traded for nothing
right. Why?
to Cleveland.
Why?
Guy's gonna die there
He might.
unless they get Deshaun Watson. And if they get Deshaun Watson, holy shit, that's gonna be a tandem for fucking
If
sore
the
eyes.
Browns get Deshaun Watson,
Bro, he was talking to the Browns today.
I mean, he has no business talking to anybody because he doesn't control his own future.
So Texas is doing Deshaun the favor of letting him talk to the teams. So he's talked to the Saints. He's talked to the the Panthers. Apparently, he's going to talk to the Falcons, and he's talked to the Browns. And there are two NFC teams that he said no to.
Who's that?
Seattle.
Okay.
And the other one wasn't mentioned, but I'm pretty sure it was Howie Roseman and the Eagles. Thank God. Thank you, Deshaun. I don't want to give up those 3 first-round picks. But if you're Florida, right, and you need a quarterback,
Yeah.
why aren't you going all in on this kid? Arch. If he's as good and as generational as they say he is, why are they not trying?
I don't think he's as good and as generational as they say.
I don't know. They're making him better than white sliced bread. The greatest invention since white sliced bread.
Write some of these sayings down before you try to recant them.
You know what I'm saying,
He's
man.
the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Who's they? The Texans who are trying to get a high price for him?
That media that you love so much.
Oh, the ones that I take with a grain of salt.
The hype train, baby.
Oh, God.
But seriously, Billy Napier, he loves quarterbacks. This kid is supposed to be amazing, generational. Florida's dropping the ball. I know they got a transfer out of
Wait a minute.
Ohio State.
Are we not still talking about Deshaun Watson?
No, we're over Deshaun Watson.
So who's the generational talent that's
Arch.
skipping out on Florida? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, no. Arch is not going to go to Florida.
Why not?
Because you're talking about those defenses as well. You're talking about those top-tier defenses. And hey, no offense to our Gator fans, but y'all haven't been showing up on defense recently.
Okay, let's jump into the Gators. Let's do it.
Let's do
it. Let's jump.
I love Billy Napier. I want to see the Gators make a resounding comeback more than anybody.
If there's anybody that can turn this program around, it could be him. Look what he did at Louisiana. 13-1 record in 2021.
Okay, all right.
He took over in 2028, and they were 7-7.
A lot of this stuff happened when Dan Mullen was brought over the Gators. A lot of that same hype, and I'm in the boat of I want to wait and see. I'm going to see what he can bring because everything is great on paper when you're talking about it.
I mean, just listen to what he said.
Michael Bay can write a great fight scene. That doesn't mean he's going to square up.
No, he can't. All he does is big explosions and cars flying everywhere.
So you're proving my point there.
Listen. Look, just listen to what he said. This is a quote from him. I would like to think that rushing the ball and stopping the run has a significant effect on winning a game.
Oh my God.
Right there.
Seriously?
That's a winning coach's mentality. You got to stop the run and you got to run the ball. What have the Gators done all the time? Run the ball. What can't they do? Stop the run.
Yeah. So
that's what he's going to do.
That saying right there is what you're basing.
Absolutely. I think it's a great saying.
I would like to think that rushing the ball and stopping the run has a significant effect on winning games. How about coaches
Dan Mullen couldn't do it.
How about coaches that say, in order for you to get a touchdown, you have to cross the line. We're talking about this. Listen, I have all the faith in Napier, but that saying is what you're basing this off of?
I mean, not just that, but that was the one that caught me the most.
He would have looked a lot smarter to talk about
football.
Controlling the clock with running the ball.
Well, obviously he's saying that indirectly.
Is he doing a full Kamala Harris where he's like,
Jesus,
sometimes
now we're going political. This is a sports podcast.
The ball, and then they stop running the ball.
Jesus. She is fucking.
I'm right. I'm right.
Yeah, but we're not going to talk about Kamala. I'm not wasting my time.
Only to have that little comment about that. But anyway, so Florida, yes. How's their recruiting looking this year? Let's look at that.
So
I
have a few people that they recruited. So they brought in this quarterback out of Ohio State, Jack Miller.
Okay.
And he's supposed to be taking reps with Richardson and Jones. Everybody's talking about Emory Jones transferring out by the end of spring.
Bye.
That's
what all the faithful are going to say. I would be truly shocked if the Gator faithful were not saying, get out of here.
This guy was a former 4-star recruit in the class of 2020, but he couldn't crack it at Ohio State. But let's just look at all the people that leave Ohio State and win. Look at Joe Burrow. That's the most recent one.
Yeah.
This kid could be a stud and just didn't get a chance.
I mean, looking at signing day for Napier, he's not in the top 15.
But that's not his fault.
No, it's certainly not. And I don't expect greatness out of him year one.
Because you got to think, he's taking over a dumpster fire.
I'll tell you what, they are ranked 19th.
I mean, that's still top 20. Better than
great.
Florida State.
Great. Oh, they're the best team in Florida, for sure.
And he inherited a dumpster fire.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, coaches getting fired midseason, Dan Mullen getting fired midseason, basically. Come on.
Texas A&M, though, what did I tell you when they joined the league? I said Texas A&M was going to be one of the biggest colleges in football because they're taking away LSU, they're taking away from Texas, they're taking away from Oklahoma.
But that's that hype train.
They've got the number one class in the nation.
That's that hype train because of that damn Bama win. Let's see what Jimbo can do with the talent.
It does.
Let's see what Jimbo can do.
Jimbo's won a national title.
I mean, look, and let's go back to Florida. They brought in one of the top their top player they brought in is this Jason Marshall, this corner.
Mm-hmm.
Their number one guy out of the 2020. They're corner you. Every time you see Gators corners are always going top 10, top 15. Elam this year is going top 20.
Corner is a big position in the NFL. The only safety you see going round one guaranteed on everyone is a kid Kyle Hamilton from Notre Dame.
Yeah. But I think top 5 is too high for him too.
I don't disagree. I think that's a wasted pick.
But he is the best safety in the class.
I don't disagree, but I think in round one at that high, top 15 is a little high. He's not Eric Berry. He's not Jamal Adams.
And the Gators brought in a former 5-star running back in DeMarcus Bowman.
Yeah, where'd he come from?
It says Clemson. Transferring from Clemson. He's 5'9", 201. He's a little smaller.
A little small.
But they've always had.
He better be a speedster.
He's got to be, right?
And, I mean, if you're talking about somebody that size running the ball 30 times a game in terms of controlling the clock, I don't know if he's going to hold up.
But he could be that change of pace back that gets the slant pass and then goes around.
He could be.
They have other running backs on there.
Oh, for sure.
You know? And then they got the stud receiver in Xavier Henderson.
And he comes in into the recruiting class?
Mm-hmm. Number 68 in 2020.
Number 68.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. He might as well be number one.
Well, he's their number one receiver this year. But we're talking about the Gators rebuilding a program.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like, we got to give Napier a chance. And look at what he did at Louisiana, man. Made them into a 12-1 team. They won their conference.
Let's look at their schedule.
And they went to a
too.
bowl.
Let's look at their schedule. I want to see who all they beat to become this fantastic 13-1 team. I mean, I'm not trying to knock Billy Napier, but you have this nasty habit of seeing 1 year of things and then declaring them the greatest of all time.
I think it's the greatest coaching hire they got. They didn't get an
I don't disagree.
They didn't get an overinflated guy. They didn't get a guy who's going to bring baggage, and they didn't get a guy who's just worried about like a Brian Kelly, worried about making videos with guys that don't even sign with him.
Yeah.
You know? It's a guy who's going to work hard and going to prove it. He's got to prove it.
Yeah.
And this is what I like.
All right. So let's take our first break of the day, and then I want to get into the next name that I have there for you, LSU.
But we should talk about
what's going on.
They got to play
with,
Utah.
With LSU. All right. So we'll be right back, taking a quick break. Let me turn that back up just for you. And we gained ourselves a Ryan.
Ryan's here.
In the house. How's it going?
It's good, brother. How you liking that Carnage box?
Oh, it's nice and comfy.
Slick.
That's pretty dope.
Probably my favorite comic box of all time.
So I
got it for the birthday.
I told Ryan we were talking about Florida Gators while he wasn't here, and guess what he said?
Fuck them boys.
There you go.
I was about to say you don't have to guess. Oh, Ryan's
LSU
always
has
like
been
openly biased.
Oh yeah, I hate who I hate. I'm not gonna front about it.
No, you're not gonna apologize either.
LSU's been naughty.
Yeah. Oh, LSU has been really naughty.
Really naughty. Their basketball program is actually really good, but they built it by a lot of major violations to the point that they fired the guy immediately before the tournament.
I mean,
Who?
come on,
The
that's
coach?
Their coach.
NCAA basketball.
What?
Let's just be realistic.
Shaq
That's just
got paid to play at LSU.
basketball.
So
Yep. I saw it in Blue Chips. It's a true story.
So get this, LSU charged with 8 level 1 violations. 7 of them are just for the basketball program alone.
And the other two are Odell Beckham.
There's more than Odell Beckham. There's a lot of money going on.
No, I
over
know,
there.
but Odell is the most famous one to have been caught doing it. Giving that kid $1,000 on the sideline. How much did he give him?
$2,000.
$2,000 on the sideline. Hey, if you do XYZ, here's $2,000.
I mean, they're talking about this coach was paying players, then he was hiring players people close to the players for assistant coaching jobs. They're talking about he gave somebody between February and June of 2020 $300,000 in $50,000 installments. That's a lot of money.
With his knowledge.
He
Not
said
that
they-
he
he
did it,
said
just
they-
with him knowing about it.
I was going to say, you said they fired him?
They fired him immediately as soon as it came out. Like, this is
I
not
need a
even
job.
like this.
Tell them what's up.
Well, can you coach basketball?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, I can.
You
I can tell
too?
you right now
You could coach
that
basketball.
I could coach basketball. If they called me right now and said, Jack, we need you to start Monday, I will be a basketball expert by Sunday night at 9 p.m.
Oh, 2 days ago, I just watched Coach Carter, so I'm there.
Wow. A movie and you think you can coach ball?
No, I mean, the fact that I played basketball for the entirety of
I
my
played
life.
Little League basketball, never
What?
made a field goal. Can I coach basketball too?
No, because you never made a field goal.
Damn it. That's not nice though.
It's true, though.
Honestly, I was actually going to be a coach if it wasn't for my old job. I was going to coach a high school. around
What's
here.
stopping you now? Let's go.
Time.
I still have
jobs.
a job.
We'll call it
time
the
they get
Cigar
out, I
City
can't.
team, bro. We get our own team.
For a high school?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Dummy.
Ed, one of those like AAU.
We'll
teams.
change it to the Cigar City St. Petersburg Devils. Come
Yeah,
on.
let's
AAU
do
is
it.
worse, bro, because they travel, so you have to be able to go all the time.
Well, we'll do it locally, man. We'll figure it out. You and me, you head coach, I'm assistant coach. Those kids will learn basketball or curse words. One of the two.
Well, all you have to do is be the guy from Happy Gilmore. Like, Nello, what's going on? You just go, Forza Italia, and start talking to him in Italian, and they don't know
That's
what you're
soccer. I've been a coach. I've coached soccer with before.
saying. Oh, okay, hold on. Now, Ryan and I are going to have a fun little mini game on this
I have.
video game. We're going to guess the age range that he coached for soccer.
I'm going 8 to 10.
Ooh.
Damn it. I mean, that was going to be my guess, too, but I'll go one younger.
Okay.
I'll go 6 to 8.
No, it's older than that. Come on, man. Jeez Louise. I'm not just teaching people.
Okay, so tell us, who'd you coach?
I don't want to tell you. I can't, man. That's a non-disclosure agreement.
Oh,
It's
gotcha,
signed,
gotcha.
you know.
Okay, so if you had to hint at the age ranges, who's closer?
Let's just put it this way. Let's just put it this way. What happened was I can't coach them anymore because there could have been altercations that happened on the field between me and a referee. That's all.
No. Now we've got to know the age range.
No. We can't talk about it. I'm just telling you.
We've got
I'm
to.
just telling
Colin
you.
Farrell and kicking
I'm
and
just
screaming,
telling you.
Yeah.
tripping a little kid.
And,
Yeah.
and apparently you can't give kids Red Bull while they're playing soccer because that's considered a PED.
See, yeah, I told you it was kids.
Okay, so we're talking kids.
No, we're not talking kids. We're talking
clearly-
over 12.
Over
Okay, so
12.
over 12, really?
Okay, so 12 is the baseline. Because if it's over 12, it's clearly a 12-year-old. What, 12 to 15?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you gave
And
a
I was
kid a Red
so
Bull.
upset that this freaking team on the other side, just this winger, and I'm like, okay. And I went to the nearest gas station and I bought like a 24-pack of Red Bull, and I was telling those kids, drink, let's go. And apparently you can't do that.
You're an awful coach.
I didn't know that.
You're the worst coach
do
I've
know
ever
you're
heard.
And then the ref
Absolutely
got it because the
dehydrated,
ref
man.
was giving red cards to my guys. It was bad. It was bad. That's okay, though. We live and you learn.
Did he give you a red card?
Well, after the
Well, he
fact.
clearly booted you.
Well, after the fact. But the thing is, I was holding somebody else back from kicking his ass.
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't.
Unbelievable.
I got to tell you, buddy, I would not let you coach my 12-year-old.
For what?
I
Why
just
not?
see Nello like going up to him and just like kicking dirt on, like grass on him, like he's
Yeah,
like,
I got mad.
ump.
You,
Gave a
I'd
bullshit
let
penalty.
you coach Julian anytime.
Gave a bullshit penalty to the team. It was unbelievable.
You know why?
The ref was all because the ref was mad at us.
Refs are egomaniacs.
They're egomaniacs.
They're going to
man.
give it to you.
And they screwed those kids out of a win when we deserved that win.
Did you score more goals than the other team?
I'm not talking about it. Back to
Oh,
LSU.
back to LSU.
Although in that one, I can give it to him. When I played 6-man football. We actually had a ref that did not like us, and on our 4th and like
When refs
goal
take
line,
over the game,
end of the game play, our biggest guy, our nose tackle, they told him that he couldn't play. And we're like, for what reason? Was there a penalty? Was there anything? He's like, no, we just don't like him. And we're like, are you shitting me?
yeah, refs get egos.
Still
in the-
made
I'd
the
be
stop.
like, well, my player's on the field, so hike
Yeah.
the ball.
Bro, we tried. And it wasn't until after the fact that he got dealt with and we didn't have him as a ref again, but it was just one of those things.
I'd have been like, no, I'm not taking him out. Hike the ball.
Yeah. Oh, no, we still stuffed him, which made it even sweeter.
Good.
because he played nose tackle and linebacker at the same play.
No, it wasn't me.
Anyway, so back to LSU.
So this guy, not only was he like giving money away and getting blackmailed by fiancés of players, or like, and he was paying.
What?
Yeah. So one of the players,
why was he getting blackmailed?
a fiance of a player that he had paid before, is like, I know you play players. If you don't pay me, I'm gonna go and rat. So he paid her as well, and then she came out and testified against him.
Shit, I would
And
have
this
been
stuff's
like,
been coming back since 2018 because he hasn't been cooperating with any investigations of the NCAA.
why would you, bro? You don't
Why
admit
would you?
guilt.
But I mean, at this point, it's even who's I forget.
Bro,
How many
there's a
guys
guy-
in the history of sports have you heard go, you know what? You got me.
There's
I
a
was
guy
wrong.
who has this famous song that you should just live by. His name is Shaggy. And the words were, it wasn't me.
Oh my gosh.
What isn't that whole Shaggy song? It wasn't me.
Yeah.
It wasn't me.
I mean, I guess, but at some point you have to come out. If they got you red-handed and wiretapped, what are you saying? It wasn't you.
It wasn't me.
It's your fucking voice.
Oh, I caught another one. But good old Richard Pryor. Who you gonna believe me? Who you gonna believe? Me or your lying eyes?
It was recorded. They got him on wiretap and on camera. Come on.
Wasn't me.
Wait a minute. In the rules in Louisiana, can you wiretap and record somebody without their knowledge and still admit it as evidence?
I don't
in the
know.
court?
I'm not in Louisiana. Somebody from Louisiana, please write to the group and tell us if you can record somebody without their knowledge or profession.
I know somebody who could answer that question for us. But anyway.
I mean, even if they catch you red-handed on the bathroom floor, wasn't me. Even if they catch you on the sofa, wasn't
They
me.
had impermissible contact with players. They had
Which
a
is
bunch
what?
of stuff.
Which is what?
I don't know. You couldn't. He met in person with the player's parents who was playing a state final.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Oh my gosh, these are all allegedly. So the guy got fired because he was a good guy and they just didn't like him. I mean, are you guys kidding me? And it's not even the NCAA.
Hey,
it's
can
even
somebody also find out if Louisiana is a right-to-work state?
It's even above. It's even above them. Like whatever penalty LSU gets,
Yeah.
they can't appeal.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to start a law firm.
Ooh.
I have no
Ooh.
experience whatsoever, but I will deny to the grave for you.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's
I
do
dig it.
I got allegedly, and it wasn't me.
Put this glove
That's
on.
my.
Jeez, lies,
Glad it don't
ways
fit.
today.
You must have quit.
You know?
Wow. I mean, I can't believe we're going all the way back to OJ.
Hey,
Speaking of OJ.
Hello, Twitter world.
Yeah. All right. So.
And then like the football program, this guy.
that's what I want to get to, the football program. The Brian Kelly led football program. First of all, let's talk about this, and then I'm going to bring up this illustrious top 10 list
Yes.
that showed up in our Facebook feed.
So we talked about OBJ
That
giving people.
I say showed up.
200,000.
I posted it, but I posted it because of who was number one. But anyway, finish what you're going to say.
OBJ gave $2,000 to players who had just won the national championship. It was such a scandal. Pennies compared to what the NIL is giving people.
For sure.
This John Paul Funes, or
that's why I
whatever,
shouldn't even count.
paid the
agree.
father of a football player $180,000.
In funds embezzled from Our Lady of the Lake Hospital. That you got to read the rest of the
Oh,
sentence.
you didn't let me.
What do you mean?
I was
You said-
pausing.
pause my
Dramatic
ass.
effect.
Jesus Christ.
Gosh, just
That's not dramatic effect.
Let the listeners soak it in.
No, the listeners know you're so full of shit your eyes are brown.
Bro.
And they don't even need to see you to realize that. They hear you on the radio and go, oh, fuck, here we go.
Funes is the former chief fundraiser of Our Lady of the Lake Hospital. So this guy's stealing money from a hospital to pay LSU
From a
players.
hospital.
Wow.
Allegedly.
And then-
as his counsel. Allegedly.
And that's a level
My
1
client,
violation.
Dr. Funes.
And then Ed Ogeron, inappropriate contact with a player.
Allegedly.
With a player.
Yeah.
That was inappropriate contact.
Impermissible, excuse me. Impermissible. He was a junior.
Former head coach Ed Ogeron had impermissible contact with the recruit on January 17, 2019, before the completion of the player's junior year, a level 3 violation.
But the school in 2020 imposed a bull ban and tried to shut down. I think they took less scholarships and a bunch of other stuff to get ahead of this. But that level 1 is going to get him.
Yeah. Wait, I thought you said there were 8 level 1s.
Yeah, and that's the level 1 is the guy stealing the money from the hospital. That's the
I
only.
can't believe they're so mad about that.
Allegedly.
Wait a minute, dude. Hold on. He embezzled $180,000
Whoa.
from a hospital. That's
Allegedly.
lowest of the low, bro.
Allegedly.
This sarcasm is
Embezzled.
bouncing off of you like rubber bullets.
Way over my fucking head, apparently. I ain't getting
Allegedly
it.
embezzled, and don't you?
It didn't say allegedly. It says embezzled. Like they have the
Listen,
proof. Like,
you're-
what
you're
are you
not-
talking
You're not
about?
going to slander.
Calm
my
down,
client's
OJ.
name.
like
You're not gonna slander my client.
your client's already been he's already been sentenced. He's in the fucking jail, and you're still in there like allegedly. We found him guilty,
Hey.
and Ryan's like allegedly.
We're
You found
appealing.
him guilty.
Like I said, here, Glover, and Glover, I will deny until the.
Is this
till
thing
the end.
on? Has this shit gone off the rails today? What
Glover,
is going
Glover,
on?
and Glover.
I got two
Oh
other
my
brothers.
word!
Austin, Glover, and Camerata. Let's go. At this point, if
That
it's
actually has a ring to it. That actually has a ring to it.
I'm about it.
God, could I be a lawyer?
Do we gotta go to law
Would I be
school?
good at it?
You would be a great lawyer,
Bro, I'm just
because
gonna-
the judge would be like, if somebody doesn't shut this guy up, be like, Your Honor, we'll get him up.
If Kim Kardashian can pass the fucking bar, I can too. Damn it.
Facts.
Hey,
Has she actually
congratulations,
passed the
Kim.
bar, though?
If you have,
She has.
she's a
Oh,
big
I know
big
she
fan of the
started.
show.
I didn't
She's
know
going to
she
be
did.
president soon.
Oh dear God!
Could you imagine that?
Yeah, President Camacho Mountain Dew.
Woo! Oh man, yes.
You tell Putin I'll see him at SummerSlam.
Could you tell Putin to stop bombing the Ukraine? It's not nice.
She's like, otherwise, I'm going to stop production of all my anal cocoa butter that goes over to Russia. And they're going to really hate it when that happens. Going to let out a little greasy fart as she says that.
So,
Anyway.
Jack, you posted this picture on the
Yeah.
Facebook group, and it just lit a fire under everyone's ass.
It really did. It got 1.8 thousand comments on the original post.
Well, no one gives a shit about that.
Anyway, no, it got some traction here, too. Quite a few people felt the need to comment. 10 best head coaches in
I'm
college
not
football.
gonna lie. I feel my boy
right
Jimbo's
now.
been slighted.
What? One national championship, and he's been slighted?
Brian Kelly, Lincoln Riley, Ryan Day all have 0, and he is not above them.
Brian Kelly's turned around a lot more other programs than
To
Jimbo
what notoriety
Fisher.
or what national
I
championship?
mean,
to what national championship?
before Brian Kelly went to Notre Dame, I'm not saying Notre Dame is a powerhouse. They were literally winning 2 games a year at best. And now they went to college playoffs and got their shit kicked in. But
Every time they played a
but
real
they were
opponent.
still there.
Every time they played
They
a
were
real
still there.
opponent, they
were
got their
still
shit
getting
kicked in.
double-digit wins. They were still there.
Sure.
Correct? And that's big in college football. Double-digit wins.
No, national
Ask
champions.
Florida State. When's the last time they got a season with double-digit wins?
This gentleman who's getting slighted on this top 10 list is where he
And
is.
that's the rest of my case. Thank you very much.
So, number 10, Luke Fickell. I don't disagree with that.
I don't disagree with that at all. He's done a lot
Cincy
with
coach,
less.
he's really done a great job. James Franklin, you disagree with. I don't.
Shouldn't be even in the top 15. He hasn't done shit.
I think James Franklin has definitely done a good job of rescuing
One winning season at
rescuing
Vanderbilt.
that tire fire from
Tire what?
Yeah, you heard me.
What'd you say?
You heard me,
Bro,
Penn State.
So did Bill O'Brien.
Say it with your chest.
Bill O'Brien actually won something, though.
Anyway, Lincoln Riley, not Lincoln Riley.
James Franklin shouldn't
said
be
that.
there at all.
Kyle Whittingham, no disagreement there either.
Hell of a coach at
Whittingham's
Utah.
great. Fisher, I think, should jump our next 2 candidates, at least.
Lincoln Riley shouldn't even be in this list.
Lincoln Riley is actively ducking any sort of competition.
Amen.
He is not, to me, anybody who's done anything with Oklahoma. They've been to the playoffs, but they've gotten their shit kicked in too. I don't see where the Lincoln Riley hype is. And now he runs to USC, to the Pac-12, where there's nobody there except for Oregon and UCLA.
Oregon. What?
Yeah.
UCLA?
Yeah.
Chip Kelly?
Yeah.
Stop talking.
Okay, so you clearly don't watch any football.
I do
That's
watch
okay.
football. At UCLA, there's nobody in the Pac-12 besides Utah.
Okay.
There's nobody.
And that's my
Oregon,
last-
Oregon, really? One decent semi-season? God, this is
Hey,
ridiculous.
you know what? I think Oregon's been in more college playoffs than
Penn State.
Penn State has.
That's right.
Okay. All right.
Wait. Where are the lies?
There's no lies. I'm just saying okay. I'm agreeing. We also play in the Big Ten, which has 2 of the best teams in the nation in and out
where?
in Ohio State and Michigan.
Bitch, where?
Are you kidding me? The Big Ten isn't stronger than the Pac-12?
I'd say they're
Tell me that.
they are
Argue
stronger.
that right now.
With
don't
Ohio
argue
State,
that
with
right
Ohio
now.
State's admission,
It's
they are
like-
stronger.
Like Timmer.
You want to talk about who's
versus fucking your boy.
in the top
It's a
4
cripple
years?
fight.
Oh my gosh. The only cripple fights in the ACC and in the Pac-12.
I'm going to disagree with you. The ACC is definitely stronger because they
Clemson?
Clemson.
That's it.
How many championships Clemson's got?
Tell me another team besides Clemson, and they only have one.
They have 2.
They have 2.
One with Deshaun. One
Oh,
with
that's
Trevor.
right. Blondie won one too.
Yeah, and Florida State has had national championships.
Besides that one year with Jameis, what relevancy before that?
But see, how are you able to say that?
Winky,
when your team
Winky,
is
that's
not
it.
We were
relevant?
going, we on a
Winky?
30-win streak,
Winky.
my guy. We lost. He lost. Jameis couldn't beat Mariota. That would have been back-to-backs.
Yeah, it would have been back-to-backs. Yep.
But my point being, in the last 8 years, what's that? 3 championships came out of the ACC.
It's true. They're definitely
And
the
all
better
3
Yeah.
team.
championships.
Yeah,
Okay.
two
It's
from
the
Clemson
truth.
And us.
All right.
And then all the rest of them came out of the SEC.
Yeah.
So you're
I don't see any
so
in the Big Ten.
The Big Ten did get it with
Oh,
Ohio
that's right.
State.
They get one.
So
They should
Dabo.
go.
So okay. So
Yeah.
we say Ryan Day at 4.
I don't say Ryan Day at 4.
I mean, that's what the list says.
No, I know. Yeah.
Kirby Smart at 3.
Yep.
Dabo at 2. Saban at 1. You have this injustice bullshit with Jimbo. Where are you putting Jimbo?
4.
4.
He already said that.
So
Kirby
Jim-
just won a national title. And
Yeah.
what have you done for me lately?
So Jimbo goes to 4. Where's
Yeah.
Brian Day go? Ryan Day, excuse me.
I think he
Go to
jumps
5.
below.
Go to 6.
go to-
wherever.
I
don't
think
give a
he-
fuck where he goes.
I think he jumps to 5, and Jimbo jumps them both.
I actually think Saban, Kirby Smart, Dabo.
Fucking say it. Say it. I want to hear your dirty little mouth say that Saban. Go
is
ahead.
the number one coach in college football history.
Okay, I thought you were going to go another direction with that.
There is no argument about that. I mean, I could argue that Alabama sucks all day,
You could say what you want.
but if we are talking
It's crazy
real
about facts, though.
if we're talking about realism and in real world,
And facts.
Nick Saban is the greatest coach that's ever coached in our generation and era, at least, if not ever.
Name another one. Yeah, I was
mean,
about to say,
Bear
name
Bryant.
another one. He's got more championships than Bear.
I get it,
Or
but
he's
I
got
think,
the same as Bear
but is
in a
it
tougher time.
Is it harder to win a championship now or then? I don't know because I didn't want.
It's absolutely harder to win one now.
But I mean, before it was based on like AP voting and what they voted you in as.
So
right?
it's definitely harder because you have to deal with the AP and win the national championship.
I guess I wouldn't know.
There's really no argument.
I don't
in
see
where
how
Saban
Dabo is
not
ahead
the
of Kirby
greatest
Smart.
coach of all time.
How? Because Dabo has won 2 national championships.
That's the only argument. But do I think Kirby deserves number 2? Yes, I do, because he's been to more championships recently.
Kirby has taken a Georgia team who was in dire need of an organizational change, and in 3 or 4 years, won a national title and became a powerhouse. In
but
the
they were
SEC.
still incredibly talented.
I was going to say,
not after Rick.
Georgia's been there for a minute.
I don't know about that. After
been
Mark
on-
Rick left, they would fucking took a nosedive.
No, Georgia is a team that consistently has a assload of talent on their defense and at running back. They struggle at quarterback. When Georgia gets a quarterback, that's when Georgia goes to the dance and they get dangerous.
Let's just listen to my top 10.
Oh,
shall we?
please, let's fucking hear this shit
Saban,
show.
Kirby Smart, Dabo, Luke Fickell, Jimbo Fisher at 5. I agreed with you. I just wanted to hear what you had to say. Mike Gundy at 6. Ryan Day at 7. Kyle Whittingham
You
at
got
8.
Gundy over Ryan Day, who's been to the show?
Absolutely.
No
Absolutely.
way.
Because it's harder
No
to
way.
recruit at Oklahoma State than it is to recruit at Ohio State.
I'm not buying that
They
for
got
a
better
dollar.
players at Ohio State. It's easier. Let me go. Brian Kelly at 9. Brian Kelly at 9 and Mel Tucker at 10. I get it's his first year, but he took a freaking team in Michigan State, turned them around, and put them on the map in his first year.
When did Michigan State fall off the map?
A long time ago.
I don't know.
I don't think that's the case.
That's my top 10. And 11 would be that guy at Wake Forest.
I gotta say,
I love
if
that guy.
If I'm looking at 1 through 3, for me, it's exactly the same with Saban, Kirby Smart, and Dabo. And you're gonna have to look at Kirby's end of his career, or Saban's gonna have to retire for him to see number 1. But then I've definitely got Jimbo Fisher.
Yeah, Jimbo at 4.
Then I will take Ryan Day. Then I will take
What has Ryan Day
only
done?
because of the program.
What the hell has Ryan Day done?
Been to a national championship.
And what? Lost?
How many have y'all been to?
Was that his team? I don't even know if that was Ryan Day's
How many have y'all been to?
We can't. We have James Franklin, who doesn't know how to do anything but run an option.
It's a good thing he's not on that list.
He is.
He's not on
nine.
my list.
He's not on your list. He is on the list, though.
Yeah, because
Nine.
I don't know what that person
Then
is
I've got
smoking.
Brian Kelly. Then I've got Lincoln Riley. Then I've got Kyle Whittingham, and I'm actually going to jump Luke Fickell up over James Franklin.
How is Lincoln Riley on your list? What has he done? Has he won a Big 12?
I just got to look at the record.
I mean,
the
is he-
overall record.
not a
Since
Big
you
12.
like to cite it for Notre
Has he-
Dame so often, his record's pretty good. Even though he hasn't won any great games, and now he's
And
running.
what did he coach? Oklahoma?
Yeah,
And who gets all the talent out of the Big 12?
Texas A&M
Oklahoma.
and LSU.
Now, because Jimbo, but before,
Texas A&M and
was
LSU
getting more
and Texas.
talent than Oklahoma?
Texas A&M. Yeah, for sure.
Are you crazy?
No, I'm not.
Look at all the Jalen Hurts came out of Oklahoma.
He came from Texas to go to Alabama,
Then
and then got
transferred.
unseated from Alabama to
Kyler
go back
Murray.
home to Oklahoma.
Kyler Murray, Oklahoma.
Sam Bradford, Baker
Bradford,
Mayfield.
Bradford, come on.
Baker Mayfield.
Okay, Baker, I guess.
He's still a Heisman-winning quarterback. They have more than almost anybody.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
that's another thing that you're going to add to.
Most of these coaches have such easy times getting recruits and players.
And that's why they're at the top. You think I like Brian Kelly being on my list at all?
I think you love Brian Kelly.
I fucking can't stand that guy.
I can't wait for him to fail at LSU
Me
so
too.
much.
Me too. I'm going to revel in that. And then he can't complain about how, well, it's so hard to recruit here. Now you're in the easiest place to possibly recruit LSU.
You want to talk about the top 10 too early rankings?
Yeah. Let's see it. Where
ball?
Was this from?
I got a Fan Nation, ESPN, and the NCAA themselves.
I'm very interested to see this. And
Consensus, Bama number 1.
I don't like that because historically we don't stay number 1 when we start number 1.
Ohio State is 2.
Is that a consensus as well?
Yeah.
There you go.
And then Georgia is 3.
I don't disagree with that, but I think we see Georgia down the road again. But this is where I see it takes a big drop.
Yeah, A&M is 4th, and ESPN and NCAA, and Fan Nation's got Clemson at 4.
That kid from Texas A&M last year, their quarterback, he's special. That's a good kid. He's a good player.
Is he there still? I thought he was transferring.
No, he's still there.
Okay. So at 5, Fan Nation's got A&M, and then ESPN's got Michigan at 5, and NCAA's got Notre Dame at 5.
NCAA has lost all credibility with me. That is just to keep that crowd, those TV rights, and that name happy.
And then at 6, Fan Nation and ESPN have Notre Dame, and NCAA has Utah.
Give me Utah. I will take Utah 100%. Right there all day and not even blink at it.
Here's the interesting one. Fan Nation's got Baylor at 7.
Okay.
ESPN's got Utah at 7, and the NCAA's got Clemson all the way down to 7.
Ouch.
I don't disagree with the Baylor pick, actually. I think this is where you get into kind of muddy water in preseason, and anybody who kind of ended hot they're gonna make this kind of list. Baylor makes sense. They had a good end of the year. Utah, I don't argue them here either. I do argue Notre Dame, but Clemson being there, that's right about where they should be in that range, anywhere from 6 to 4.
I mean, they did get rid of both of their OC and DC. They were going to bring in a new quarterback. There's a lot of changes at Clemson. At 8,
and this will be a really good test for Dabo too.
Yeah. At 8, Fan Nation's got Michigan. ESPN has got NC State. Very interesting over there. And NCAA's got Oklahoma State, which I love, Mike Gundy.
Yeah,
I'm a man. You talk to me.
Like I said. Michigan is the one that seems to be getting no respect all over the board.
They shouldn't.
They got 5, embarrassed. 8, and 9. They got embarrassed. Didn't they beat Ohio State?
They got him. Ooh, good job there. After 5 years.
Did you guys beat Ohio State?
After 5 years, we don't have the talent.
When's the last time?
Literally just praising Ohio State.
When's the last time Penn State beat Ohio State?
It's been a while.
I'm going to look it up for you.
But we've been injured every time we get there. By the time we get there, we've been injured.
There it is.
Okay. Number 9, Fan Nation's got Utah. ESPN's got Oklahoma State. You said it. NCAA's got Michigan. At 10, Oregon for Fan Nation. Michigan State for ESPN. And Wake Forest is going to be a sleeper this year. The NCAA has them at 10. And I'm excited.
Wake Forest is going to do what they've done the last few years. Play well and then get shit on at the end.
Bro, they went from a irrelevant to a top 15 program.
You guys haven't beat Ohio State since 2016.
And you want to give James Franklin?
And the year before that was 2011.
You want to give James Franklin
I was going to say, if I'm right, they won twice in the last decade.
For what?
Yes, before. I do. By turning your team around.
They didn't turn shit around. Bill O'Brien did that.
In 1 year.
He did it in 2.
You are so delusional.
I'm not delusional. What has James Franklin done for us? Besides nothing.
He's put you in big game situations at least. He's won games for you.
Yay. Games that don't matter.
You want Joe Paterno back from the dead?
God, I wish we could get him back.
See, and that's where it is, because Joe Pa wasn't dominating the game either.
But he was.
And yet the nostalgia gets brought up, and the Philly boys like, oh, yeah, I miss the days of Joe Pa, where he was up there in the press box calling plays. Like,
he was never in the press box. He was always on the field till the last day.
And then those little
He
kids
wasn't coaching a damn thing.
And all the little kids.
I mean, Biden ain't running the country.
Struck with fear.
But that's what I'm saying is like they would you don't see Joe Pa walking up to any players and actually doing any coaching. They walk up to him and he's like, hey, Poopy. Hey, Poopy. Hey, Poopy. And the player's like, I don't know what he just said.
Nothing.
My goodness.
You know I'm right.
I mean, you guys want to give James Franklin props for winning what? What has he won? I'm still waiting for one of you two
Listen
to
here.
tell me
Listen
what
here.
James Franklin has won.
Listen here. I'm a disrespectful motherfucker. I'm not giving James Franco props for shit. So don't put me in the same category.
By the way,
man.
since we're going to go talk about this,
I was like, where are we going with this?
Did you know who made the NCAA tournament this year?
Who's that?
Florida State.
Jacksonville State.
Oh.
Hey.
You know who beat Florida State this year?
Oh, that's right. That would be
Jacksonville
Jackson.
State. You know where they beat him? In Florida State or Tallahassee.
Good for them.
Woo! I still don't know where Jacksonville State is.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Want to talk about the NCAA tournament?
I
It's
don't know
March.
anything about NCAA, so
And we
let's
need
do
madness.
this. Let's go ahead and take our second break for the day, and then we will talk about March Madness, and maybe we'll just do a communal bracket here. What do we think?
Yeah.
Let's
Because
do that.
I don't know a goddamn thing.
That's actually going to make it fun. So you should just
Okay,
do your own bracket.
let's
and
do it.
Guess.
All right, hold on. So we're gonna take a break, then we're gonna come back and do a bracket. See you guys in a minute.
One at home.
What happened?
You just can't fucking help yourself.
God damn it.
Jesus Christ. All right, so we're not going to do an in-depth bracket. We talked about it during the break. It's probably for the best,
Right.
but we're going to keep going into the NFL and talk about our teams for this week.
Right.
But
we are going to do a bracket if anybody wants to do a bracket with us and see our awesome picks. And I can't wait to see Jack
That's gonna be bad.
just circle teams like, oh, Duke looks like a good. Oh, what's this mascot? This one looks good. I can't wait.
Man, if I'm picking mascots, oh, geez, I think Big Al's going all the way.
Wow.
He's winning it all.
I don't even think there's a Big Al in the tournament.
There
Either way,
is.
though, it is
the
the most
University of
exciting-
Alabama.
It is the most. Oh wow, Big Al's name. That's the name of the elephant.
Yeah.
The elephant.
name of the elephant.
How
yeah.
many elephants have you seen in Alabama to begin with? By the way,
Zero.
Zero. Okay.
Zero. Do you know why they're called?
Right, because when they were with Bear Bryant, they were so big or whatever. They were Crimson Tide.
Sports, right? No, that's not where they're the Crimson Tide. He said that he described them looking like elephants. That's where the elephant mascot came from.
Oh, okay.
The Roll Tide came from them being the Alabama varsity and it being a game where it rained so bad that the red from their jerseys bled into the storm water, and they talked about them pushing the other team out like a Crimson Tide. So
Oh.
that's where the Alabama Crimson Tide came
Is this
from.
like your nostalgia moment? Is this when you?
It's called history. So
Okay.
you know,
Oh,
no.
why are they called Crimson Tide again?
I'm not repeating it. I'll tell
Are
you
you
after the
kidding
show.
me? We're
I
not-
just said
You
it.
just said it.
I know, but I'm over here doing my research.
Squirrel!
For this next fucking section, bro. So
No, that's okay. They heard it. I'll talk to you about it after the.
So, anyways, we want to do a bracket with everybody. If you guys want to do one with us, let us know. Apparently, another guy's doing a bracket for money too. I think Brad Arnold said if anybody wants to join his stuff, you can. Ours is going to be free. We might. You know what? If one of you guys win and beat Jack, which I doubt it, he's a powerhouse at college basketball.
100%
Gets a free shirt.
airtight, baby.
I don't know what size anybody is, but since I'm a big guy, you're going to be getting an extra
Listen,
large for
just
sure.
know that I am voting for any team that has Bill Murray come in quarter number 4 and have Daffy Duck do the gut check against the Monstars so Michael Jordan doesn't have to go to Moron Mountain. Those teams are going straight to the Final Four, baby.
I think Duke's going to win it all, so it doesn't really matter.
Wow.
NFL,
Yes.
your favorite.
We lost Jordan Whitehead to the Jets, too. Did we talk about that?
No, not yet. But who would want to go to the Jets anyways?
Who? Who would want to go to the Jets?
I don't know. Would you go? Well, if as long as they paid him, he'll play for the Jets.
No, not new. Not. Oh, actually, the Jets are technically in Jersey. The taxes might be a little better.
I doubt it. I doubt it. Can I doubt it for you right now? Anyway.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm playing for any Florida team just because. We got
So
those
Jordan
taxes.
Whitehead goes there. That we talked about that earlier
Right,
with
yeah.
the fact that the Bucs' clear biggest number one need is defensive back.
I mean, safety, cornerback, yeah, and defensive line. I mean, there's no doubt. Defensive tackle would be
Defensive line for sure. We can get some solid talent. I don't think there's as much of a need for the offensive lineman one overall or on our first round pick, but we'll see.
I mean, has the day one of free agency been one of the busiest signing days I've ever
It has.
seen or experienced? Like, I can't keep
Did
up
we-
with all the.
Did we talk about Devante too? Who's been franchise tagged?
Well,
They
yeah,
took
we-
him off the list, but he's already told him I'm not playing on the franchise tender.
We talked about it earlier. He wasn't here, so Devante says he ain't playing on the franchise money, especially because the Packers want to pay linebackers $50 million a year, and they
not
want to
linebackers, defensive lineman Preston Smith.
But the middle linebacker they paid $40-50 million a year too.
Did they really?
Yeah,
I didn't see that one.
they paid both
it's not
linebackers.
40-50 million a year.
I mean,
40, 50
overall.
million.
Yeah.
And then, I'm sorry, Aaron Rodgers, Miss Princess, got $50 million a year for choking when it matters.
That's another thing that we talked about earlier.
Well-
I just don't understand a guy who's only ever won 2 big games for you garnering $50 million. So clearly name recognition.
Because let's not act like he hasn't won MVPs and he's had him there.
Yeah.
Who
It
cares?
sucks. I mean,
Personal accolades don't win your team anything.
apparently to
They
get
get him more money in his pocket.
Yeah.
To get that personal accolade, it put them there. Is what I'm saying. It made them playoff contenders every single season.
Do you think the Green Bay Packers would rather have a damn Super Bowl or Aaron Rodgers winning an MVP?
they would much rather have a Super Bowl?
Okay, so what happens? That MVP caliber player needs to show up on the field and not have 26 yards passing in the second half with the best receiver in the NFL.
Okay, I
Right?
get that.
There's no argument there.
No,
There's not
nobody's
really an
arguing
argument
Devante
there.
being the best in the league.
But how much of that too is play calling? How much of that is not all on? Everything's not on fucking Aaron Rodgers.
What?
And not everything is on the offense. either.
26 yards passing is on Aaron Rodgers, guys. 46, 20, whatever it was trash. At home,
Hey, it's cold in Lambeau.
and Jimmy G moved the ball.
Listen, buddy, you couldn't even get 10 push-ups out.
First of all, I did 10 push-ups.
No, you didn't.
They were amazing.
Over several hours.
Well, you know what? Nobody ever gave me a time limit. They just said do 20.
So I'm not going to listen to this because playing quarterback in the rain is hard. Playing quarterback in the snow
If you're
is
getting
even
paid
harder.
$50 million a year, it shouldn't be hard. That was his home stadium. That's where he
I
plays.
don't disagree
Hey,
with it
but- and
being
also-
his.
That's where he plays.
Given-
If it's like Jameis coming from Florida, I agree. He is not used to it. Or a dome quarterback, but not Aaron Rodgers who plays there year in and year out. That's
mean,
not an excuse.
I'm sure one of these days, every now and again, you got an off day in the kitchen.
Of course I do.
And you know what I mean? And that's the same thing.
They
for-
don't pay me $50 million.
It doesn't matter. You can have a bad day, bro. It doesn't matter who you are. Look at Tom Brady. He's won 7 Super Bowls. He's lost 2 of them to Eli Manning.
Who cares?
He's
And
had a bad day.
he lost one to Nick Foles, but you know what? He's got 7.
He's got 7.
How many does Aaron
he's
Rodgers
been
have?
to.
One.
So
Why are we comparing? We
my
shouldn't.
point
We
being
can't.
Is he is in that same caliber up there in that upper echelon? But
How
he's
many-
got bad days?
No, he is.
Doesn't make it there.
He is in the upper echelon. You're not going to mention a top 3 quarterbacks in this league without having Aaron Rodgers on your list. And if you have him at 3, I'm sort of laughing at you.
Yeah.
You can
And-
talk about Mahomes, then you can talk about Aaron Rodgers.
Mahomes puts up or shuts up too.
He does.
Aaron Rodgers. Okay,
What did- what
Mahomes
did he
has
do-
made
what did
2
he do
Super
last
Bowls.
season?
Mahomes has made 2 Super Bowls.
So has
Aaron Rodgers has made 1.
Aaron Rodgers is 1-1.
1-1.
How
He's
many
been
did he
to
make?
2.
What was the other one?
Off the top of my head. Hold on.
I
a
don't
second.
think he's made 2.
So we're going to go
Oh,
ahead
he
and
definitely
Google.
has.
I think he's
pretty
made
sure
1. I think he's made 1.
I think they lost to the Steelers.
I think
No,
he's
they
only-
beat the Steelers. Who'd they lose to?
I think he's only made 1 Super Bowl. But check me on that.
All right, here we go. Super Bowl appearances.
I'm pretty sure he's only 1.
And who did they play? Well, 26 yards was against what, Jimmy G?
Yeah,
hold on.
The Niners.
Yeah, he's only been to 1 Super Bowl.
$50 million, 1 freaking Super Bowl. Stop. That's cap hell for that
I
team.
thought he's been to more than 1, but he's
No,
only won
only
one.
one
He's only
Super
been
Bowl.
to 1.
Only been to 1. Only won 1.
He can't win the national or the NFC title game.
You
NFC
can't
title
play
game,
that
you
game, and you can't choke year in and year out when the game matters. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are.
All right.
Tom Brady is in another stratosphere, and I hate the guy.
That's fair. But a guy who's had 4,000 yards.
I don't care how many
4,000
yards you've had when you can't win the
4,000
game,
yards,
man.
40. My point is, who's a better talent? Kirk Cousins is the 6th highest paid fucking quarterback
Another
in NFL
guy,
history.
yes, another guy that shouldn't be getting $35 million guaranteed in 1 year. That's a crazy amount of money for a guy who can't win the big game, who can't win a game when you need him. There are quarterbacks out there that are winning games and getting paid shit less.
Like who?
Jalen Hurts.
Oh, see, I knew this was going to happen.
I'm just saying.
He's on a rookie deal.
There
Get
it
the
is.
fuck out of here.
I don't
There it
care.
And he plays mediocre.
He won 9 games.
How many?
God,
games
let's just pay
did Aaron
Jalen Hurts $25 million a year right now.
Hold on.
If
How
I-
many,
at that aspect,
how many games did Aaron Rodgers win last year?
I don't care. When it came down to winning the game that mattered, he didn't show up in the second half.
Oh, that's right. He won 13.
I don't care how many games he won.
Wait a minute.
He lost 4.
He's got a point. How are you going to say that?
I don't care how many games he won. When it came down to the playoffs, he didn't show up again. The year before that with the Bucs,
The only quarterback that showed up consistently won the Super Bowl in Matt Stafford.
When they played the Bucs the year before, what happened?
They got destroyed.
It seems to be a reoccurring theme that Aaron Rodgers gets in the playoffs and then is like, I forget how to throw the ball.
Fair. He's also been asking for weapons for years.
And he had them last
Not
year.
had them for very much. No, he has not. He
didn't
had
have-
Devante Adams, Alan Lazard,
And Randall Cobb, the guy he wanted.
A 30-something
That's for familiarity. He didn't
He wanted him.
He didn't say bring Cobb in and we're going to win the Super Bowl. He wanted the people he was familiar with back. You want to bring the whole band back together? Then you got to talk Jordy Nelson. Yeah. You got to talk Greg
Jordy
Jennings.
Nelson was retired for a while. You can't bring back Jordy
I'm
Nelson.
just saying, they also got rid of Jordy without saying a word to Aaron Rodgers. That's not going to solve all his problems.
Hey, who did they pick number 1 overall last season?
That was Mr. Jordan Love.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So their first pick, they took a backup
That was 3 years ago.
instead of fucking...
Who was their first rounder last year then?
It wasn't Jordan Love.
You're covering the Packers. Who was their pick last year?
Last year? I'll look it up. I didn't do that.
Since Mr. Clay neglected his duties. No, he had stuff going on. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was it.
No, it wasn't Jordan Love. It was Eric Stokes.
Who is what?
Fuck if I know.
Yeah, honestly, I have no idea.
I think Stokes was a DB, guys.
I think it's a corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, corner.
Let's take a look. Yeah, he was a corner.
They went corner, center, wide receiver, O-line, defensive tackle, so on and so on.
Yeah.
But once again, that's kind of my point, is like they're not giving him wide receivers.
And he was a
to
good
throw
corner,
to.
too. It wasn't bad.
So
Stepped up when he needed to. Again, this isn't about the Packers. This is about them overpaying for a guy who's not worth it and putting themselves in cap hell. You need to pay Devante, because if you keep Devante,
okay, so
you can bring in another freaking quarterback.
Here's the point of the franchise tag, is they didn't have enough money. They were already negative and had to cut.
And
fat
why didn't they have
to
enough money,
re-sign.
man?
Because they have to re-sign everybody. They were
Re-sign
already
who?
negative.
They re-sign who, bro?
They have to re-sign a lot of their players.
I would have let Rodgers walk last year or traded him,
it's a
because
good thing you're not a GM.
you can rebuild. Are you kidding me? If the
Listen.
Broncos come to you with an offer like for Russell Wilson for a guy who's 30, was it Rodgers 35?
Yeah.
Yeah, 36 actually.
You're not going to take that 2 first, 2 second, Noah Fant, Drew Lock, and a defensive tackle? You're rebuilding your whole team.
And that's the problem. Seattle is rebuilding.
The Packers aren't that far away. With that draft capital,
is
they
why-
could have went and got Deshaun.
No way.
No. Why would, so you want to give up
Yeah, especially
a proven great player for a guy
Deshaun
who didn't
Watson
even see
is
the
26.
fucking field last season?
So what?
Who
He's
could
going to
get-
be healthy.
Hey, the ATF could kick his door in any goddamn day. and
Nah,
now drag
man.
his ass to jail.
Grand jury said no criminal charges.
Yeah, they changed their mind.
So hold on a second. Let's just go ahead and pump the brakes here, because yes, Rodgers is a proven commodity, but they're not going to trade him because he was the MVP. He is the guy getting them to the
Get
promised
rid of
land.
him.
Yeah, you can say that all you want, but at the same
Sorry.
time, he's got a point. If Rodgers is the MVP and he's this great player, then Devante not being there won't slow him down any, will it? That's what they're trying to say. So they're signing all these people. Devante wants crazy money.
And
He
he's
does.
actually worth it.
He is, but at the sacrifice of having Rodgers, Devante, and no defense. Because then you lose your best defensive lineman. You already lost one of your best linebackers.
Right, you cut Zadarius Smith because you couldn't afford him. They're not going to be able to afford anybody when you're paying
It's
Rodgers
not
$50 million
just
a year.
It's not just because they can't afford it. He had personality issues with the front office last year. He's had trouble in Green Bay. So part of it is, do we want this guy back? Apparently he cried when he didn't get named captain on the team and went and complained and didn't understand.
You know who wouldn't complain if Zadarius Smith lined up in green? Me.
yeah, you wouldn't.
Yeah, you wouldn't, but
and you
that's
also got to remember too, Rodgers' deal can be structured in a way that is beneficial to them. It didn't just all that cap money didn't just hit them
15
this year.
he can get a signing bonus that's out the door.
Right. And that's how they worked it. I still don't think he's worth $50 million a year. I would love to talk to somebody from Green Bay, and I want to hear what the fuck they have to say.
Get Rhino on the phone.
There ain't no way, man, that he's worth $50 million. No way. You can rebuild that team forever.
I am not a Packers fan by any means.
Not worth it, bro.
But if you have the list of quarterbacks that are out here, don't get me wrong, I didn't want him in Tennessee just because it'd be a waste.
See, that would make sense. You're one piece away, and maybe if he changes atmospheres and gets his sourpuss ass out of Green Bay, maybe that could help him. That makes sense. You actually have the weapons to make it work. Green Bay doesn't, except for those two running backs.
We don't
What are you
have the
calling
weapons to
Aaron
make it
Jones?
work.
That's what I just said, besides those two running backs.
And they also had some guys that can catch the ball. They weren't superstars, but they've got Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
The best quarterbacks can throw people open.
Valdez-Scantling is a free agent. Aquinius, the St. Brown kid, not Aquinius. Is that a St. Brown?
St. Brown.
Yeah, because there's two of them. I forget the guy from Detroit. One of them is Amon, and the other one is Aquinius.
He's Amon, yeah.
Yeah, that guy's a free agent. They really don't have any receiver depth. They tendered Lazard, but if somebody wants to give him a second, third rounder, get him.
They're also talking to a certain Jarvis Landry.
What's he going to do? Go on a cheap?
Yeah.
He don't want to get paid either?
No, he does, but he probably like to win a Super
He's
Bowl
already
too.
getting paid.
So then you're trading Devante, right? If he's not
Honestly,
playing with the franchise tag.
Honestly, I am trading Devante.
That's nuts, man. He's so much younger. You have him for longer.
I don't disagree, but he could go anywhere and get paid. And if you have no Aaron Rodgers, you have no chance. They said we're going to pay Aaron and hope that Devante really wants to play for $18 million for 1 year. And Devante's like, no, I want the guaranteed money while I'm healthy.
And that's why I hate the franchise tag.
One more thing, and then I don't want to talk about Aaron Rodgers ever again because I think he's a fucking princess.
We're not even going to have to go over the Packers now.
The point is, if Russell Wilson gets you 2 first and 2 second, what's Aaron Rodgers getting you?
Hold on. The point is that's what they were willing to pay. To me, Russell Wilson is not worth 2 first-round draft picks.
Absolutely
No way.
not. The Seattle
Especially
Seahawks
not now.
stole from the Denver Broncos.
And I
agree.
wouldn't have given up Noah Fant. I wouldn't have given up half of that shit.
I wouldn't have given up Noah Fant either.
The same reason I wouldn't give up the 2 first-rounders or 3 first-rounders that someone wants for Watson.
I would,
I may
'cause he's
think
26.
about it depending on my situation. Say I was maybe the Eagles and I had 14 first-round picks.
3, but yes.
Yeah, maybe. Makes sense.
I don't want Watson. I'm glad he said no to the Eagles. 120% glad that he said no to the Eagles.
Man, I could have swore this guy in here a few weeks ago was just
I'm very
chiming on how he wanted Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, and talking about his worth and how much you would pay to get him.
It's very, very.
Yeah,
I
he
just
sell
don't
the
want to give.
farm.
There's
He goes,
so
well,
much.
guys, I'm just so, I fluctuate from day to day
I
on how I
heard he'd
feel.
even dress up like a Cowboys cheerleader.
Not
and take
yet.
it in
No
the
one
butt
gets-
just to get
he
that
chickened
pick,
out.
You know?
What?
He chickened out.
What'd you say, motherfucker?
Coward.
Do you want to say it with your chest?
I did not.
You
chicken
did.
out. Give
You're
me
like,
the
"Listen,
damn uniform
I'm
and I'll
really
wear
scared
it.
We're working
about
on
my
it.
Oh, wow.
love for the Dallas Cowboys.
Stop with the- I
starting to
don't-
become so prevalent,
That's such bullshit.
and people are starting to see my silver thong that I got going on back here.
Wow, that's ridiculous. I'm done talking to you guys because I'm not chickening out. Get me the uniform.
Why
We'll
do
walk
we
up
need
and
to
down.
get you the uniform?
I can't find it. That's why.
See, the
So
point,
you just admitted you've been looking for a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader uniform.
Well, of course I have because I have to pay my bets and I pay my bets all the time.
respect.
Every time. I did
see-
the pitch. I do it all, bro. I let you shave my head. That shit
did.
hurt
You did.
because it was a dull fucking razor.
He goes, I let you shave my head. That shit hurt.
But see, also back to it. Pete Carroll's probably not going to be in Seattle much longer.
No way.
No way. I agree.
They're on their way. You're talking about a team who
I think
released
Pete
Bobby
joins
Wagner.
the college ranks again.
No, I think he retires.
Talking about a team that released Bobby Wagner without any notice, a guy that gave you 10 years.
That's not something new in the NFL,
found out
bro.
on
Yeah.
Twitter.
But
That's
you
not
found out on
something new.
Twitter. He's
He
Bobby
found
fucking Wagner,
out
bro.
on Twitter.
I get it, but that's not
That's
something
your
new. That's not the
fucking
first
guy.
time NFL organizations.
But it's
have
just
shit.
it's to me that's a bat signal for the rest of
Right.
the people in the league. So y'all treated Bobby Wagner like this.
I mean, they treated Earl Thomas like
Earl
shit.
Thomas, yeah, Cam
Treated
Chancellor.
fucking
Cam Chancellor.
Yep. I mean, so there's nothing new there. But I mean, if you're gonna do a complete rebuild, I could see them trading Russell for what they did. Makes a lot of sense.
Right, but if you're Denver and you're willing to pay that much, you could pay what God knows. I guarantee you they would have paid more for Rodgers.
They might have.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it doesn't make sense.
But also,
that's what doesn't make
Rodgers
sense.
has to want to go there.
Yeah.
And Rodgers probably feels that they're not in a position
That's
to win.
because Denver wasn't stupid enough to pay him $50 million.
Well, not to mention, it was also up to
You think
Aaron
they're going to pay
Rodgers.
fucking Russell Wilson?
Not $50 million.
It's up to Aaron Rodgers if he wants to go, because I guarantee you on his last contract, a guy like that has a no trade clause, which means he would have to waive it to approve said situation. So you're right. They're not trading Aaron because they're not going to be able to get it unless Aaron goes, yeah, I'll take it. And they don't want to go to him and say, hey, we're trading you, because he's Aaron Rodgers and he's got a crazy ego.
And then one last thing. If I'm the fan base of that team and I have to deal with Rodgers crying every year, year in and year out, complaining and bitching about the front office and this and that, I'd be sick and tired of you too. Wait, come on, man. Seriously. Every year.
Green Bay takes their football very seriously.
Every year, they don't give me any weapons. I'm on a no.
Wait a minute.
Shut up.
Wait, hold on.
And
Hold
he
on.
still comes out and wins MVP.
I got to say
And
this
then
too.
chokes when it matters.
But you're going to overlook the most valuable player designation.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, but let me tell you what. If Jalen Hurts won MVP, we
would
would
never hear the
never
fucking
fucking
end
hear
of
the end of it.
As long
It'd
as
be
he didn't choke
it'd be
in the Super Bowl.
Hey guys, my Birds are going to take on the Commanders. MVP, Jalen Hurts, baby, Forza Italia.
Speaking of the Commanders.
Oh, and they're paying Russell Wilson $37 million. So it ain't
Not
a far
50.
stretch.
And that wasn't them. That was the contract Seattle gave him.
But my point is, when you make that trade, you know you're going to absorb that fucking cap.
Of course they are.
So if they would pay 37, what makes you think they wouldn't
Better
pay
than
fucking
2 gloves
50?
and Drew Lock. Right?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, come on. By the way, Teddy signed with Miami. He's going to be the backup.
No, I saw that. Yeah.
you can take 2 his jobs. What are you going to do?
He might, if they're as finicky as they have been with Brian Flores. But if that new coach comes in from San Francisco and says, I like Tua, let's keep Tua in, then no, he's going to be playing backup.
I mean, I don't think Teddy starts over Tua.
No,
That's
me
the
neither.
franchise right there, right now.
Not
right?
to mention they brought in Waddle and his boys are there with
Yeah.
him now.
And your boy Saffold signed with the Bills.
Yeah.
That's sad because he was actually pretty good this year. Only a 1-year deal, by the way. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
This NFL shit. There's so much people. I can't even go over it all. It's just like pages.
There's a
of
lot.
People
There's a
getting
lot.
signed.
But yeah, as far as the Bucs go, Jordan Whitehead hurts. But he's really the only big question mark we needed. And Ndamukong Suh is old and serviceable, but we could see him come back, or JPP. Those are the only 2 guys on the squad that you're like, ugh, I don't know if we can do without this position. Because you look at running back, like playoff Lenny, we've seen in the NFL that running back is not as prevalent a position
But
as
you
it
don't
has
have
been in recent
anybody
years.
besides Vaughn and Gio Bernard, if you even have Bernard.
We do have Vaughn and Gio Bernard, but you tell me there's not a seasoned
there's
running back that wouldn't say, I'll go play with Tom Brady.
I think you guys draft one.
I would be happy to do that. There's not really, from what I can see, a
Kid out of
lot
Michigan
of talent to come to the pros.
Walker.
I actually want the kid in a couple years from Minnesota. Their running back who tore
State.
his
The guy who tore his knee.
dude, he is going to be an absolute monster if he comes back healthy and stays healthy.
I'll take Cook number 2.
Yeah, he's coming out in the draft, but I don't know. Ooh.
Yeah, you could get him in the 2nd or 3rd round.
Yeah,
Easy.
and I don't think
He's a good pass back. He catches the ball out of the backfield really nice.
Where did he go to college?
Georgia.
Okay. Yeah, I'd take him.
You know who could be taking a quarterback at 6 is the Seahawks.
None should be taking a quarterback at 6. I'm sorry, guys. The class just ain't
I mean,
there.
not 6. I think it's 9. I'm sorry. 6 is the Panthers. If the Panthers don't get Watson, they might take Malik Willis at
They're
6
talking.
too.
They're actually talking. They are talking about Kenny Pickett.
Who? The Panthers?
Yeah.
I heard it was Malik too. I don't know. I like Malik, by the way. Did
Let's
you guys
just go
see
ahead and
Malik's
say-
combine?
We talked about it last week.
I know you did, but I wasn't here. I'd like to hear it in person though.
Yeah, he was a beast.
And who called this?
He also had
In the
a
beginning of the year?
good moment with a homeless person in the city that he helped
Wait.
out too.
Yes, great character, but we're talking on the field. Who called the Malik being a top quarterback in the draft this year?
Well,
He's
we'll
still-
know that
still
after
ain't,
season
been
number
drafted.
1. Yeah.
He's still ain't
So
been drafted
you don't
one.
get to say anything because a lot of people have done great at the combine and not done great in the pros.
Or he's
So
been drafted.
before he did have a good showing, you did say that, but stop acting like you predicted he was the next Hall of Famer.
Just saying, he could be.
Anybody could be.
I don't know.
But Hall of Fame, what does that matter? I mean, it's right up there with fucking MVP.
Yeah, geez,
Fuck that
golly,
Hall
who
of Fame.
cares about the Hall of Fame?
You got to win like one Super Bowl and you get $50 million. Unreal. Like the Bengals signed to your boy
you
Kappa.
can thank Jamarcus Russell for that. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And you were asking me about this. I think maybe you said it about Kappa being gone earlier,
Yeah.
but Stinney coming in.
Oh,
and
for
being
replacing?
re-signed. Yeah,
I didn't know about that Super Bowl run. That was a fact I didn't know about when
Yeah.
they made the run.
Yes. So Kappa was out for I think the second game of the playoffs on.
The Bengals must have listened to the show. They definitely signed two offensive linemen right away.
Yeah, but the Jacksonville Jaguars bought the entire NFL.
Oh my God! And they overpaid for a receiver that's never gone over 1,000 yards.
They overpaid for a lot.
Who was that? I didn't see.
Christian Kirk.
Oh, Christian
So the
Kirk.
Jags signed Zay Jones to a 3-year, $24 million deal. They signed Christian Kirk to a 4-year, $72 million deal with $37 million guaranteed that can go up to $84 million with incentives. Evan Ingram got a 1-year, $9 million deal. Cam Robinson got franchised. Brandon Scherf got 3-year, $49 million.
They got some great offensive line talent for this team. So Trevor Lawrence, look out for him next year.
Right? Foley Fakutasi or whatever the heck has got a 3-year, $30 million year. A linebacker, Foye Olukun, got 3-year, $45 million. I mean, they really are the kings of free agency. Like
They really have signed the most.
Balky went out and
I
just
don't know if
threw
I'm
money
giving
out.
them all the credit in the world for being the best. I don't think they were. But yeah, I think the best in the offseason right now has been the Chargers.
The Ravens signed Marcus Williams to a 5-year, $70 million deal. That's a great signing for them.
Yeah.
The Browns picked up Amari Cooper for free.
Yeah.
That's because he didn't want the ball thrown to him by the black Kirk Cousins.
Would you?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I mean, the Titans went big and hard on Harold Landry, $87.5 million on a 5-year deal.
That's going to work out pretty okay for him. He'll still get paid quite a bit. But
Max Crosby went 4 years, $98.98 million.
yeah,
I mean, geez, someone backed the truck. And then you talked about the Chargers, another winner in free agency.
big time.
Signed Mike Williams at 3 years, $60
Signed
million.
J.C. Jackson.
J.C. Jackson got a 5-year, $82.5. Khalil Mack went for basically for free on a second and a
Which
sixth rounder.
Bears fans, and I know a couple of them, and they have all been texting like, I will never understand the Bears. We gave up so much for Khalil Mack,
And then just gave him away.
and we got tons of stuff, and then we had to pay the guy, and now we're giving him away for pebbles. I don't understand. And the Chargers are like, yeah, we'll take him.
Bro, Bosa and
Money in the bank, sir.
and Khalil Mack across, and we looked at mock drafts, and then Jordan Davis anchoring the middle of that line if they get him at
That was from McShay, who's it looked a little suspect, but Jonathan Davis being there for the
Jesus.
Chargers could make sense.
The Cowgirls overpaid for Michael Gallup at 5 years, $57 million.
I don't know if they necessarily overpaid. If he is injured that whole time, yeah, they overpaid. But as of right now, I can't say that about him.
I mean, why not pay Dalton Schultz, who's actually worth the money? As productive. I mean, they franchised him. So
And
they
nobody's
had to keep
picked
him.
up Juju Smith-Schuster yet either.
Well, you know what? Apparently, he's been asking for way too much money, and the Eagles are out too. They were the closest one to sign him, but
Yeah.
this price tag is too high.
That shows you what Juju thinks of Juju.
Yeah. The Eagles got Hassan Reddick. They brought it back. Philly boy was re-signed. Jason Kelsey, the best center in the league, to a 1-year, $14 million. But this is the move that I just want to talk about before we talk about whatever you guys want. So Carson Wentz went
Yeah.
for a first rounder last year
Yep.
to a second and a maybe third this year.
In terms of draft capital,
Yeah, because
that means he was very expensive.
so you think he was more expensive now than last year when it
Yeah.
cost him a second and a
Yeah.
probable first?
Yeah, 2 picks, 2 and 3. Yeah, I think he's more expensive this year.
And do you think he's going to do any good in Washington?
Not really without any wide receiver help. McLaurin can't be the guy to carry that whole team. They need a running back. They need a lot. But Carson Wentz is a known name at quarterback. And before that, they had what? Haskins, and then they had
Heineke,
and they had who else? Fitzmagic, and they've had RG3. So this will be the first notariable, somewhat quarterback who has a ring, even though he didn't play in the game. He has a ring. He's done well for other franchises, and he's showing up into the Commanders' camp looking like he's going to be the guy. This is for the hope, for the faithful to have a named quarterback. but he still needs a lot of help. He's not the worst. They're not the Giants because that defense in Washington hasn't gone anywhere.
Danny Dimes.
I mean, they just signed Tyrod, the Giants. We talked about it. They just broke the news.
Good pickup for them.
2 years, 18 mil.
I think if they're paying him that, they're not going to have any qualms about sitting Danny Dimes.
No. Kirk Cousins, another overpaid guy, got a 1-year deal for 35 mil, completely guaranteed.
Yeah.
That's crazy. The Cardinals signing James Conner their 3-year deal and Zach Ertz their 3-year deal. Makes sense. Again, Kyler, though, said before the draft, either give me my contract or trade me.
And he hasn't gotten traded yet.
And he's not getting that contract.
And his agent sent that big FU to the Cardinals, basically saying, Kyler is this, Kyler is that. You want to sign Kyler, blah, 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 blah. If I'm Kyler Murray, I have already fired that agent. I'm like, bro, you are so gone.
In all caps, and then like spelling errors and punctuation errors. Like, I get it. My posts are awful, but I'm not an agent, and I don't make money doing that.
Right.
If you have an agent, you would assume that they have people that spell check and everything, right?
You would
Probably
think.
one of his homeboys somewhere.
Right. And he's sitting there like, this
Bro,
is
we're
why
going
we
to get you this money, bro.
Yeah. Here's what I'm going to do. And then Kyle's like, yeah, it sounds like you know what you're doing. I'm paying you to know what you're doing. And then that happens, and I'm like, you're fired, bro.
I still can't believe you guys think Trubisky is better than Mason.
Because he is.
Because, yeah,
There's
he's
no way.
definitely
There's no
better.
way. There's no way. Trubisky can't throw the ball over 20 yards. I have a better arm than Mitchell Trubisky.
He was
you don't.
playing for my. No, you don't.
You can't even do a push-up, bro.
First of all,
You don't have a better.
I don't even think Mitchell Trubisky did a push-up ever.
You didn't watch any college football or any of his year one with the Bears, did you?
Year one with the Bears. The Bears?
You want to know if he can throw the ball and he can run?
Oh, my
He's
God.
clearly a
honestly
very
think
athletic
he's-
kid.
I think
We'll see. He's on a prove-it deal, so
And I think it's going to be...
it's all incentive-lated, so it makes sense.
I think he's going to be a lot better than people give him credit for.
I agree.
Andrew Whitworth retired, but everybody knew that was happening. He said that and when he sat down with his kids. He's
The
like,
dude
this is my
was
last
40
game.
years old playing fucking guard
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
or tackle. Yeah, it's time to go.
Shall we go into the breakdown of the NFC North?
NFC North? Yeah, absolutely. Let's actually take our last break of the day, and then we're going to get into it. And you are covering the Packers and the Lions.
We already packed
for
it.
Clay. We don't have to do much with the Packers. You are covering the Minnesota Purple People Eaters.
Yep.
And I've got the Bears.
The who?
See you in a minute.
The Cubs?
And we're back. Ladies and gentlemen, ready to talk about the NFC North. You want to get started? Let's briefly cover the Packers, even though we've covered them at length.
I'm just saying. The Packers need help, and there's no money to do it with.
I mean, outside of what they've already got, yeah, they're not getting anything else.
No, they need a tight end. They don't have a tight end. And Tanyan is a free agent,
Yeah.
and he's coming back from an injury. They need wide receivers.
I think Tanyan would definitely be somebody who would come back, though.
I mean, maybe for it depends. Like there's
For him to have right of first refusal to play with the best quarterback, I mean, I would do that.
I think they should address their edge rushers in the draft. That's their number one. I think that's where they should go in the first round. I think they should take that kid out of Penn State at 28. Arnold Ebiketikay. Or the safety Daxton Hill out of Michigan.
In the first round?
Yeah, at 28.
Okay.
Because they need help. They need help at edge, and the kid out of Penn State's got a high motor, and he's pretty good. And they need a safety, and Daxton Hill is where everybody's got them going.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
and they can get linebackers and tight ends and wide receivers in the second round. I mean, Jahan Dotson would be a good pick, but I don't see that. That's a smaller body with good hands. I just don't see that as their need in the first round. When that defense has just got a glaring hole.
For at what position?
For an edge rusher. They need rusher.
Oh.
They need a rusher.
I mean, but they run the 3-4, don't they?
Right.
I mean, so they need stand-up linebackers.
But that kid, that defensive end can't stand up and rush the passer.
Okay. I mean, we've talked about their free agent moves enough and what they should and shouldn't do.
I mean, they're not going to get a top-tier running back. I mean, wide receiver at 28.
Yeah.
You know, all those guys are going to be gone. Olave, the Trey Burks, stuff like that. Those guys are going to be gone.
It's going to be tough for them to do anything, honestly.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they need D-line help inside and out. They need linebackers, middle linebackers, depth,
Yeah.
not starters. but like depth.
And they need to get, I mean, honestly, their biggest point right now is Jair Alexander. If he doesn't come back, then they got big problems.
Yeah, in the secondary.
Yeah. All right. I mean, they're already negative, right?
Yeah,
Cap space?
-$6 million.
Yeah. They're not looking great.
But I mean, they might have restructured along the way, but who can keep up with this shit anymore?
Yeah. Absolutely. So we did cover the Packers at length. 100%.
They have a bunch of holes and not enough money to pay people.
Yeah. So let's
I wouldn't
shift
say
over
bunch.
to
Bunch isn't right, but they have some holes on defense, depth-wise, linebacker, edge, and the defensive tackles.
Yeah. So let's go over to the second place team in the NFC North. Going over to the Minnesota Vikings.
The mean purple eating
purple
machines?
people eaters. You had the Vikings this year.
That I did. Let's see. First off, I guess these boys need a cornerback.
Didn't they not re-sign
No.
Patrick Peterson?
Nope.
No. I mean, Patrick Peterson's also like 32 years old.
I'm just saying, he's still a name-worthy cornerback.
Name-worthy, but you're still like, if you're out there getting beat, no matter how good your name was.
And he played pretty good this year. I mean, he wasn't superstar, but he wasn't like trash.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, with the 12th pick, they're either saying cornerback, edge,
Sauce
interior,
Gardner.
O-line.
Sauce Garner. I don't think he's going to last that long. When do you guys pick?
Linebacker, they
12.
pick at 12.
Yeah, you'll be gone before then.
Really?
Yeah, linebacker or safety.
Oh, so they're going to get the stud out of it. They're going to get a N'Kobe Dean, Devin Lord type guy, linebacker maybe?
At 12?
Yeah.
Well, they still have Anthony Barr, who's a beast for them.
Yeah. They also got what's his face on the other side. Wow, I can't remember his name right now. But he's a stud too. There's another linebacker that linebacker / edge rusher. I don't know how they classify him nowadays.
I think it is a linebacker. It's
They call them edge rushers now, apparently.
Anthony Barr, I know, is the beast on that defense, though.
So they're going defense.
You think
Yeah,
their whole
pretty
draft
much.
is going defense?
I mean,
Not all defense.
for the most part, they need interior O-line apparently.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I
To
think-
stand up for Cousins, yeah.
yeah, because I mean, with Adam Thielen and freaking Justin Jefferson,
Looked on a Thielen. Don't they have Kyle Rudolph, too? Still?
No, Rudolph was a giant, but I think he's a free agent now.
Yeah, I think he's coming back.
oh, that I did not see.
I don't know. I think it would be smart for them to pick him back up.
It's
But
gonna kill me right now. I gotta check that guy's name out.
in terms of the Vikings, where are they at for cap space?
They actually have them choosing. Who's this kid? Right now,
Who's they?
Jermaine Johnson,
Todd
the edge
McShay?
rusher. McShay's latest draft, which was on the 9th,
Jermaine Johnson. That
had them taking Jermaine Johnson. Which
ought to
edge
make you
rusher.
happy, Ryan. He's a Florida State boy.
Florida State
Isn't
boy.
he the guy that transferred from Georgia?
Yeah, so they got,
Probably.
and then Bucky Brooks got George Karlaftis, the edge rusher. So it looks like they're going defense for sure.
I don't see that Karlaftis.
Because another one's got Stingley.
Now that's a great pick for them.
Yeah, but he's injured, man. That Liz Frank is a lingering injury.
I'm just saying it's hard to get somebody like him that has coverage skills. And when they showed that video of him covering Jamar Chase last year and sticking him well, I mean, Stingley looks like he could be that talented.
All these picks are all
Danielle
defense.
Hunter. That's what it. That's who it is. That's the other edge rusher.
At first. The first round has got them picking defense, either a Jabo, the corners, or one of the edges. I like
a Jabo.
this kid out of Florida State blew up out of nowhere. Senior Bowl comes around. This kid's climbing draft boards, combine everything.
Sure. There were a lot of them. The kid from Indiana State or whatever that team is, the big tackle, he's done the same thing. The Senior Bowl got him there. The Senior Bowl does so much more for you than the Combine does.
Agreed.
So that and your pro day, seeing you with your boys, which is what I was saying, like that's why no quarterbacks want to throw anymore. I'd rather go and throw to my boys that I know their routes, I know what they're going to do, than throw to some random guys at the Combine.
And we were talking about Aiden Hutchinson going 1 to some of these mock drafts.
I
Evan Neal he didn't do much at the Combine.
He didn't do hardly anything. I think he just did interviews.
Let's see what he does at his pro day when the guys are like, holy shit, this is a house on the left side. We need to sign him.
Let's also see it on tape for him, right? I mean, like his tape shows
I
a
get it,
lot.
but you know they don't care about that. They want to see it in person.
It's got to happen, man.
What do you got in the Bears? What do you got in the Bears?
So
there?
Bears, for me, I don't understand the Khalil Mack trade. I don't get it. That doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, that's a
They've
team that's
already lost
rebuilding.
Allen Robinson, so that's a lot to deal with.
Was it though? Like, he didn't play much last year. When he was on the field, he didn't
does
wanna be
play,
there.
and he's reliable. But the problem is, number one priority for the Bears, even with losing Khalil Mack, is protecting Justin Fields.
100%.
That is the only priority for that team, and they have the cap space to do it. But they clearly aren't being very aggressive. They aren't trying to go after any of these big O linemen that are out there because, I mean, shit, they've got $39 in cap or $39 million in cap space right
Only
now.
$39.
36.
Sounds like the Packers. More than the Packers.
Yeah, right. But $36 million, they've got room to play with. They are the second best cap in the league behind the Indianapolis
Question is,
Colts.
do they want to, man? They're really redoing that team from the ground up.
Yeah, I can't believe they released Tariq Cohen.
Yeah,
He's always been injured, man.
He is
I
hurt,
get it, but I don't get it.
but he's a nice little dump guy for a guy like Fields. Somebody you can throw the ball to in
He's a
space.
safety blanket.
Yeah. When
They
you got a
have
young
David
quarterback
Montgomery.
you're bringing up.
I mean, they're
I don't
rebuilding
disagree
from
with
the
that.
draft. You can
Yeah.
see that team is rebuilding from the ground up. Like the only team in the NFC North that's really worth a damn is the Packers. And
But
it'll be
here's,
like that for a
here's the
while.
problem for Chicago. If you look at a lot of mock drafts, you'll see Chicago doesn't have a first-round pick. They don't pick until 71. So they have to wait a long time. And by the time they get there, it's going to be best available.
Yeah.
They need left tackle, but if there's a stout, like first-round graded outside rusher to fix Khalil, they may even go to that second tackle or
There's
that
a
second
lot
guard.
of good offensive linemen in this draft, man. A
So
lot.
this is the year that you protect Fields because without him, who's clearly your franchise, and the other thing is, if you're in a rebuilding year and you know you're going to get your ass kicked, why don't you just protect the kid and start seeing some of the potential and then build those defensive stars over, later on?
I don't mind the Bears GM. Like, he's doing what he can. I think he could have got maybe more for Khalil.
Oh, he definitely could have.
But, you got a new coach, a new GM.
How much longer was Khalil on contract for? Do we know? 2 years?
2 years, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a lot of money. They were trying to dump salary. I get it. I understand. Because the Bears aren't going anywhere with the roster they had, and Matt Nagy just destroyed that team.
Robert
so.
Quinn is pretty good. They've got a solid defense.
They
The
still
Bears
good.
do have a solid defense. Even with Khalil Mack gone, the Bears have a solid defense. They still have Eddie Jackson,
Robert Quinn,
Quinn,
Nix.
and they've got a stud at middle linebacker. I can't remember his name right now.
Brian
This guy
Urlacher.
from Georgia, Roquan
Smith.
Is it Roquan Smith?
Yeah.
I want to say it is. I'm looking that up while we talk about him, but I mean, the Bears have a solid defense right now, so their number one focus should be best available for anything they got going on in terms of offensive linemen.
See, if that was me, if I were them, I would, like Saffold, I wouldn't have let him fall to a different team, to the
Buffalo?
Bills. I would have went and got him. He's older, probably could have got him for a swan song, and then you at least can hold over until the next year where you do have a first-round pick or try to get somebody better.
I mean, honestly, the Bears and the Lions can take whatever goddamn talent they can get. It don't matter. As
If
long
I'm
as they're
if I'm the
talented players.
Lions, if I'm the Detroit Lions, it's best available at every round.
If I'm the Detroit Lions,
The problem is they picked number 2 overall.
and they should trade that pick and get more capital, because unless you're going to take Evan Neal or a tackle, which they're not because they already have
Penei
Penei
Sewell.
Sewell, what are you doing? Aiden Hutch, and we talked about it. I don't think Aiden Hutchinson's going to work in the NFL. I get it. It's a hometown hero. He looked great in Michigan, but when he went against bigger talent, he
I mean,
was
look at the
shut
guys
down.
in this division, like David Bakhtiari. He is going to put his dick in the dirt.
You know, I'm not saying Aiden Hutchinson can't make it, but if I'm Detroit and I got 2 and there's somebody that's in love, like a Giants or a Jets, got 2 first-round picks, maybe I can get a high second, I can get more assets to build this team, I'm going to do it. I'm not saying get out of the top 10, but make a move to where you can get 2 first-rounders and get somebody who's smitten for Aiden Hutchinson, who I do not think is going to pan out in the NFL.
Yeah.
The problem is I don't think anybody's that smitten with him.
I don't know. Jacksonville's talking about taking him first.
Yeah, I don't think that's the smart move. Aiden Hutchinson at 1 or 2. I'd rather take one of those studs that are up there at the top that are other position players.
And if they trade back to 5, they can take Thibodeau, which would be an edge rusher that they need. Because they need edge rushers, they need offensive linemen, they need a quarterback, they need a linebacker, they need everything but secondary.
Speaking of needs,
So they need a whole team.
let's talk about the worst team in the NFC North, and that would be the Lions, who are arguably the worst team in the league. The Lions?
Yeah, they need everything.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
Besides secondary,
I didn't know that we'd made the full transition. I knew we were talking about Hutchinson to the Lions, but
that's what I'm saying. What are they going to do? They need an offense. They need an offensive tackle. They don't really need it because they have Sewell. They could use him on the right side. Why would you waste Evan Neal
on
and
a
put him
top
on the
left
right side?
tackle to put him at the right side?
It doesn't make sense.
Unless you're going to tell Sewell, hey, we know you're traditionally a left tackle, but we got this guy. He's going to play there, and you're going to stay right.
And
I would actually not argue that decision.
Or is Evan Neal versatile enough to play the right tackle?
Here's the problem.
He would be, but why
Neal is
waste the talent?
6'7". He is arguably a graded better talent than Sewell was coming out last year.
Unless you switch Sewell.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If he's a better talent and he can play the right side, like Tristan Wirfs, you can put him on
the reason
either
is
side.
because your quarterback's right-handed. That's why you want the better guy on the left. That's why you want to put Neal over there.
And you're not taking a quarterback too because there's no quarterback in this draft worth that high of a pick.
Didn't you see The Blind Side?
Yeah, well, no, I get that, but nowadays they actually
Just messing with you.
Because Jared
Less and
Goff
less.
is going to leave Detroit. He's not going to stay there. He doesn't want to stay there.
He didn't want to be there in the first place.
You know, his girlfriend is in LA. He's in Detroit. What's going on? So they'll take a draft because Detroit has 32. That's the last pick in the draft too because of the Rams trade. So they could take a quarterback like Howell or even that kid out of Nevada, Carson Strong. Big arm, needs a little time.
Yeah.
Give him a year behind Jared Goff, and he can definitely pick up where he's going.
You're already telling Jared Goff in that scenario, hey, man, we don't believe in you. We're going to get a kid to come here behind you because we know you hate us and you're going to get out of here. Then you're throwing your year away.
They don't want him. He don't want to be there.
They obviously wanted him. They traded for him.
I mean, they traded it for him because they needed somebody to play quarterback that was a somewhat known name and not Tim
I
Boyle.
say what they got.
They
and
had
Jared,
Stafford. Why would you trade away someone?
Because Stafford went and won a Super Bowl. They did the guy a favor.
My point though is they traded Stafford to get Goff.
They traded Goff to get 2 first and 2 second round picks.
which
And they
did.
traded Stafford to get those picks. Goff was like an added bonus.
Goff was like, we don't want to leave you without a starter. Take Jared Goff.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And he can't be here. It's going to be a toxic locker room.
It's going to be hard. You know what I think they need is they need to have a personality on defense too. They need to bring back some hard-hitting defense in Detroit. They need a nasty linebacker, but the problem is you don't take one at 2.
No.
So maybe that's why they want Hutchinson to have him be in there and be that physical presence.
But Aiden Hutchinson is not that big body guy. I get he's a high motor, fast around the edge, but when he's going against these men tackles, he's going to have a hard time.
Yeah.
And he's not going to have Ojabo on the other side eating up teams too.
I mean,
you
the
understand
Lions
what I'm
aren't
saying?
talentless on defense.
They're not talentless, but they're not.
They
like
had a
the
lot
greatest.
of really close games that they lost this year.
Yeah.
They have a lot of talent in that secondary that if they could get it together,
Yeah.
can hold on because they drafted a lot of people in the first round in the secondary.
Okay.
Because a lot of the mock drafts have the Lions taken to Kobe Dean at 32, which I don't think he'll be there by then.
I don't think so either, but if he was, that would be an excellent pickup for them.
Steal.
Yeah. So
I think
anyway,
they should
that's
trade back.
That's it for what we've got this week. Next week, we are taking on the AFC, and we're going to go with the AFC East. So it's your first day back. I'll let you get the pick of the litter of the AFC East. Who do you want?
I'll take Buffalo.
Ooh, the easy answer. He's gonna take Buffalo.
I'll take Buffalo for my buddy Buffalo.
Oh my gosh, that's not a bad decision there.
Nope.
I would like to take the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, I was actually going to say that.
Yeah, you want the Dolphins?
No.
I'll give them to you.
You know
I'll
what?
give you the
Take the
Dolphins.
Patriots.
I'll take the J.E.
Wow.
Ooh, so that's gonna leave Clay with the Patriots.
Oh, enjoy that, big boy.
So you are gonna take Buffalo. I'm taking Miami. You're taking the Jets. Clay's taking. He's gonna go ahead and take
Billy Belichick.
the Bill Belichickster. Well, all right, gang. That's going to do it for us. Another episode of the Cigar City Sports Podcast. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome back, Mr. Nello.
I got to go. My wife's going to kill me.
And don't
See you,
forget,
buddy.
you get in legal trouble, hit the law offices of Austin, Glover, and Camarillo. We're not actually lawyers, but we got you.